Well, hello. I'm Matt. Welcome to the good life. I do a little radio show from my backyard in the hills of Encino. I'm a lucky guy. In fact, I'd say luckier than most. I have lots of friends that I like to call stars. Hey, in fact, there's one now. You probably know Ryan Stiles, Drew Carey show. Whose line is it anyway? Black Hawk Down?
I wasn't in Black Hawk Down, Matt. That wasn't me, okay? What are you doing here?
The gate was actually open. I thought I'd take a little jacuzzi-roo.
I got company coming over, okay? People that matter, okay? Get up, go.
Bubbles feel so good,
Look,
Ryan.
Matt, you know what? You gotta stop doing this, okay? I can't be coming home with the wife and kids and you're in my tub, okay? Just get out.
I'm not wearing nothing.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yes, he just passed out. Oh, yeah. Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
Had to lighten them up loud. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. Had to lighten up. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon.
Okay, yeah. There's so many in Hollywood to choose from, but if you had to choose the dumbest actor, I think we may have pinpointed the winner, my friends.
Did we get to guess?
Day. Music's a little loud there. I'll give you a hint. Let me see if this helps. Zoolander.
Ben Stiller. I was going to say Bradley Whitmore, but Ben Stiller.
Yeah, for some reason your mic is down a little too low there, my friend. Ralph Odierta. Ralph Odierta, come on now. Hit me. Welcome, my friends. Welcome, my friendlies, to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Smoking, drinking, interrupting from an 1876 Virginia City, Nevada-style bar. Yeah, Ben Stiller... Did you see, I think he was caught in an airport. Did you see that little quick little interview?
No.
God darn it, what a dummy.
Too bad he's got a really hot wife.
Why is that too bad? You mean he doesn't deserve it? Is that my mic? Yeah, okay.
That was a feasible question.
We are a well-oiled machine. What was his question?
When you asked him, why is it too bad?
Yeah, why is that too bad?
Well, she's not available.
I said he doesn't deserve it? Is that it? Oh, she deserves it. Oh, boy. I bet it's not a great household. But I'm just, I'm sort of, I'm hopeful. Ben Stiller mocked for saying he's backing Harris because it's time for change. That's all. It's just time for change. It's literally the Biden-Harris administration right now. He said that. He said it's literally the Biden-Harris administration right now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Oh, God. Something tells me this guy's education stopped at about none. Zoolander and Night at the Museum star Ben Stiller mercilessly mocked on social media after he said he's voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. Did he say that after the CNN interview?
No.
What a disaster.
But it wasn't a disaster. It was status quo, my friends. Yeah. It's what everyone in the know with any sort of brain matter expected. Even
as advertised.
Even with that big dummy, who made her look like a little midget there next to her. It's time for change, according to Ben Stiller. It's time for change. But what sort of change are we looking for? Would that be status quo and even more Marxism? Even more? I think that, I don't think I'm going out on a limb here. Olga Kamalato is even a little more fractured and socialist and commie than even Joe Biden. You heard me.
She's to the left of Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, she certainly is, man. I'm going to get into the government smoking ban plan in the UK, and of course, they know what's best for all of us. And what's coming down here in the United States of America, you won't be able to smoke your cigs if you're 21 years old. They've changed the law from 18 to 21. You can lose your life on the field of war for us at 18, but you cannot smoke a cigarette until you're 21.
So you're smart enough to vote at 18, but you're not smart enough to choose to smoke or not smoke.
Correct, Amundo. That's the way all of this works. And let me throw this out. By the way, before I do, I believe I have found some really cool Tucker stuff that no one is talking about. And this was an interview with Joe Rogan about 4 months ago.
Yep.
You're shaking your head as though you...
They reposted it on X. I saw excerpts from it.
You did. Now, I wonder if these are the same excerpts, because you know me, I am limited when it comes to social media, so I'm not an X user, only because I just haven't figured this stuff out.
I saw it on Instagram.
You did? You did? Yeah. And Mark, my brother Mark there has sent me several things on Instagram that I would love to play for you, but something to do with the way they condense their file, that it never comes out clean. You're nodding as though
they do that with photos too. It's tough to download the photos.
Is that right?
Yes.
So it's the worst source, and there are some choice things that I'd like to play, but I simply can't. So there you go. There's something not to look forward to. But this Tucker stuff, and for years I've wondered, what is it about Joe Rogan? Is this guy incredibly smart? What I learned, it's the first Joe Rogan interview I ever listened to and watched, the entire thing with Tucker. And he is a pragmatist, and he is an intelligent guy.
He's likable.
And I think he's a pretty good dude. You're right. He's a likable dude. Yeah. And I understand his success now, which can only help me and this show and propel us even further, even though YouTube is doing their damnedest to keep us down.
My son met Joe in Texas, where he resides.
Yeah.
And because his friend of his is a award-winning chef and owns a bunch of restaurants, and Joe loves his food.
Right.
So he was backstage, and he met Joe. He said, Joe and his people, whoever...
Yeah.
I'm
sure they're good people. Yeah. I'm sure they're good people. But I will get to this, and I think it's I think it's on the verge of breakthrough stuff that I'm going to share with you today. And the world's greatest pastrami. Anyone?
Langers.
Langers.
Of course.
Langers. And by the way, the first person to answer is Ralph Odierna, a man from New York City.
I would say it's on par with cats.
On par?
I think it's better.
I've heard it's better.
And I like cats as well, but I'll tell you, I think it's better. There's something about that chunky nugget, that...
They slow roast that stuff for like days. It's just like,
It is the best. Well, Norm Langer has had just about enough of this crap, and I'm assuming this went viral across the nation. Here's a man that's been in business for 80 years there?
Yeah.
And it started by his father.
Right.
And Langer's one of the great delis on the planet. On the planet deli, this is one of the...
Number 19.
It happens to be secreted in a really nasty part of L.A.
Yeah,
Alvarado. And it's a shame that it's nasty. Alvarado.
It's
Ganado.
MacArthur Park.
Yes.
People know it by that.
But it's a shame because MacArthur Park could be and used to be one of the most beautiful areas, beautiful lake there. And they still have little boat rentals. But everyone's afraid to be there because of the drug infestation.
Get your throat slit.
Oh, and the homeless problem. Well, Norm Langer has had about enough. And I saw this coming down. I'm trying to think when I was at an event at the Cop Shop, which is right down the street there, man.
Yeah.
The main Los Angeles, the LAPD facility is right down the street, within walking distance. You know, if you like a quarter-mile hike. And I knew Langer's was right up the street after this event, and this was maybe 8 years ago. So I found one of these pristine parking places, parked, went in by my own self, sat at the counter, and had the number 19, which is that pastrami sandwich with coleslaw, and it is absolute perfection. Oh. And I thought even back then, I said, oh, man, this costs a lot of money. But I defy you to tell me about a deli that ain't expensive as hell and has always been really, really. Is it the kosher? Is it because they have to pay extra for the kosher part?
Yes, but I doubt any of the delis in LA are kosher. Any of the regular delis.
Well, they have some kosher offerings on the menu. But and that takes extra effort.
Oh, I thought kosher was code word for Jew. I'm sorry.
You have to have separate utensils.
That's messed up, brother.
Yeah.
Cooking stuff, stoves.
Well, if you're a 100% good Jew, and that's a tough putt, man, because you can't eat the cheesecake after you've enjoyed a steak.
But you can eat it before.
You can eat it.
Mark's a rib eating Jew, man.
No, it's true. You can eat your dessert before the beef.
Yes.
I don't know. Some of these laws.
I wrote a song called "The Rib Eating Jew" because Mark
C.G. Moore.
I had a Scoutmaster and Boy Scout told me they were baby beef ribs.
Does this man love his
pork ribs?
Are you? Hey, Ralph. And by the way, you only know that Ralph was up from his seat if you were watching us on YouTube, on Rumble, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. You have to punch it in exactly like that. So I'm asking you, what would prompt you to do such a thing during the first segment of the show?
The producer of the show waved me down.
Hey, Dave, Tattoo Dave, let's not do that anymore while the show is running. If, my God, get Betty Ford on the phone. If you can't wait a few damn minutes to have a little quaff of bourbon, are you thinking about checking yourself in, Tattoo Dave?
Ralph, could you get me some ice?
Good answer.
But you know when you knew Langer's was getting short on the city? It was about 12, 13 years ago when they started shutting down at dusk.
I was just
Matt was just saying that.
I told my brother Mark this, that they close at 4 in the after friggin' noon. 4 in the afternoon for a deli that used to be open till 9, 10 o'clock at night.
That's late for a deli, but yeah.
No, I'm telling you. Yeah. So, well, not for some of the classics that are open
24 hours.
24 hours. They're on Fairfax.
Matt, so he talked about his father, Norm did, and he said, I remember when I was a kid laying by the lake, we would camp out. We would just do anything we wanted. It was so nice and clean.
That was L.A., man. That was L.A.
Now MacArthur's Park is burning.
Yeah, you bet your ass.
Matt, when I was working for the LAPD at the turn of this century.
Hold on, Ralph. I love how he says it. He thinks he's a detective. When I was on homicide,
we were working. We were a second Broadway.
Running for vice president of the United States.
Yeah, right outside the tunnel.
I'm telling you that this is Mark C.G. Moore's claim to fame. The fact that at one time in his life he worked for the LAPD. Now, does that help pick up chicks? You've never used that?
Walking a beat.
Yeah,
So
when
we
you're,
were on-
you're sitting at a bar, minding your own business, noshing at a little bar food, and some hot chick is there, and you just have, just as a side, I don't know if I met, as if you were Don Knotts sitting at the bar, with your gun half holstered, and you look over and say, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but, there was a time in my life when I worked with the LAPD.
Unfortunately, they defund me.
Now, we only mention this because
He has another claim to fame.
every friggin' chance Mark gets, he will mention that at one time he worked for the stinking LAPD. I don't mean stinking in a bad way, but the LAPD.
I don't remember him bringing it up when John Omar was on the
yes,
show.
I
A
talked
real
to him
cop.
about it.
Oh, I'm certainly did at least once or
fair.
twice.
But you
And-
think when he says that, you think he's like a homicide detective
yeah,
or
no.
something.
No, he worked for a bank. Okay, he worked for a bank. But here's the dealio. His other claim to fame is when he almost died on this show, and we captured that audio. And this is we're not making this up, man. He
ambulance was called. Everything.
He collapsed. He hit his head.
Oh,
he still has the scar. If we had a close up of that, would you get a close up of that?
Yeah, let me zoom in on it.
Yeah, but he still has the scar. He was bleeding profusely, and I thought that was it.
Oh yeah, we all did.
By the way, the show continued.
Yeah.
What are you going to stop the show?
No, you don't stop the show. Not for a death.
No.
But Mark lived through it. But this is the. Do you remember back in the day? When, and I think it was the 70s, because I recall this as a kid, minding my own business in Everett, Washington, and I used to see these commercials on TV because they were selling this clip, and I don't know how they would have done it, because this was, I think, even before VHS. So, but is this the sound of Bigfoot?
Yes.
You remember those?
Yes, of
And
course.
then they'd show Bigfoot
In the Northwest, I think they put it as well.
lumbering through the forest, and they would sell you something. It was some sort of audio. It was some sort of video, and this sounds like that Bigfoot sound. Here we go. Now you would think that was fabricated. No, that is the
live, my
real.
friend.
We got that live on the air. That is Mark almost being KO'd again. Isn't that awful? And then boom, and then boom.
Get the curve. There's a curve over there.
Oh yeah, and just bleeding profusely. So I think I can speak for all of us. I hope that we're all happy that you lived through it. Yeah.
And if you are going to die on the show.
No.
So when
the
you
police
when you were working
For the homicide unit.
working
Undercover.
when you were trying to solve murders
No,
for the LAPD. Yeah. What were you doing?
I'm an IT nerd. It was the year 2000 conversion. But when my first day,
Yeah.
management came to me, put their arm around my shoulder, and said, "Mark,
Yep.
under no circumstances are you to be in this office after 5 o'clock."
Right.
And I said, "Why?" And he said, "We don't want you to get killed."
And where was that?
2nd and Broadway, the Equinox Building, a block from Angel's Flight.
What was your position?
I was in charge of the conversion.
Yeah. He
What
was,
does that mean?
Who cares?
Boys become girls?
Yes. And it didn't work for him. He
Well, it
didn't.
did. We worked on
Well,
it.
he became a female, but not attractive female, which is a dirty, rotten shame. And that somehow relates to the greatest pastrami.
Yes, because they don't want to be there too late because it's too dangerous.
Okay.
This is the police
Could you
telling me not
please
to be there.
overstate the obvious a little bit more here, Mark
I'll be
C.G.
happy
Boyer? I noticed this when they were closing at 4 o'clock, and I thought, how do they make enough money? And then I paid the bill for the pastrami, and I realized, okay, that's why it's so expensive.
$22?
It was about 22, and I'm sure it's even up from there now. I bet it's like $28 or something now. But if you want the world's greatest pastrami,
It absolutely is.
and you have many New Yorker transplants, not simply Ralph O'Dierda, who is one of them, who will tell you the same damn thing, that Langer's is. That pastrami is melt in your mouth good.
And they slice it the right way. They use a knife, not a slicer.
Right. And for some reason that makes a difference.
Yeah. It tears it up a little bit.
And that rye bread they use is from Bee's Bakery here
Yes.
in the valley.
Right down the street.
And they double bake it in the oven, so it has a certain crispness. You have the
27.
See, I knew it. I knew it. That's a lot. It's a lot of damn money for a sandwich.
But have you seen this? If you see the sandwich, it is stacked like a.
Well, it's not huge. It's not.
No, Katz is actually bigger.
It is much bigger. Katz in New York is a much bigger sandwich. So I guess you have to look at it like, okay, I want a lobster tail or I'd like a pastrami sandwich that is equal, different, but equal in your passion for culinary treats. Norm Langer, God bless him, he said, I've had enough. He told our mayor, oh boy, this.
You mean Bass, the weirdo loser?
Well, old Karen Bass, yeah, she's she's here to fix things, and you folks here locally, you keep voting for the stupidest people, including but not limited to old Karen Bass. The only time we did extremely well in California, I mean, with the exception of Bradley. Bradley was a pretty damn good mayor.
Well, because he was on the take.
That's why. So, if you just take a little and then you take care of business,
it's easy to give.
Yeah, I don't really care how the sausage is made. Just make L.A. livable.
I know who else you're going to say, but go ahead. Yeah, the other.
Well, Reardon was the greatest, and Reagan was pretty damn good as well. You're looking at me like, what am I talking about?
He was governor.
Yeah, he was governor.
He had to start somewhere. He didn't just go straight to the top.
No, but I will tell you that
actually Reagan did go straight to the top.
Well, yeah, he did. Yeah,
through channels. Yeah.
And by the way, that movie is kicking ass.
That's what I heard.
It is absolutely kicking ass. So Dennis Quaid. And
don't we know somebody that's in it?
Well, we know the great Elia Baskin, and old Johnny Boy may be on the show a week from today. The old dude from Midnight Cowboy. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, we're not going yet. No, not going yet. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me
according
another
to my
two.
clock, we are.
I know according to your clock. Yep.
And it starts.
Yeah. If you just hang with me, just work with me. Let me. Do you have Norm Langer on the phone?
Not yet. Can't get him yet.
Okay. I will wait patiently because this man has expressed his disbelief with the way this city is being run. He can't take the homeless right outside his building and those street vendors, and which means there's no place to park.
Oh, it's terrible.
It is a terrible area, and it's a dirty, rotten shame. You got Norm there?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this Norm, the great Norm Langer? Well,
this is he.
Okay, Norm. Yeah. Okay. Let's start. I just want to make sure. Okay. Let's start the effing thing over. God darn it! Why is it so hard? Hello, Norm Langer. By the way, remember when we almost had Jerry Lewis on the show?
Yeah.
This sort of thing happened then, too.
That was a quick hang-up.
That was. I wonder if he's still there. Is this Norm Langer?
Right here.
Okay, right here. Yeah.
This is he.
Okay, Norm, what do you think about what's going down there at your restaurant?
Meshuggah.
What did he say?
Meshuggah.
Oh, he said he said Meshuggah and then Meshuggah. Yeah. And he has his own cricket sound effects? This is bizarre. What happened to Norm? Norm Langer, the king of the pastrami? There in the silver.
Meshuggah! Delicious fatty pastrami!
This guy's doing sound effects.
Yeah. This would be the time to go to break. See, boom, you hit that song, boom, right after that, the end of that, and then boom, and then. All right, when we return, I'm going to get to this Tucker Carlson stuff, and wow, okay, yeah,
Woo, she's a rough one.
Slow to start, fast to finish, though. I will tell you that. And government smoking ban plan in the UK, they want to eliminate it completely. How about that, huh? And I think this could be the week I finally get to this Nancy Mace, who I have a crush on. And this was something taken from a few weeks ago that I think you'll enjoy. Next on Outlaw Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ah, yeah. That was a fun exclusive Langer, king of the pastrami here in Los Angeles. What did he say? What were his choice words there? Mark C.G. But okay, you tell me. Is it just me, or did I finish my question before Mark answered? Ralph Odierna. Now don't kiss my ass on this one. You tell me.
I thought there was more to be said.
So I didn't finish my.
He has to let you know that he already knows what you're gonna. He's.
But how is that?
Because he's irritated.
No, if you work for LAPD, you know what's happening as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Can I see your badge?
Yeah. If he worked one day for the LAPD, then we would know, wouldn't we? Yeah. That's Mark C.G. Boyer.
Special agent undercover.
Oh yeah,
lawyer.
it's Mark. Tucker Carlson in the news, at least in our news here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, and first time I ever watched an entire Joe Rogan podcast.
That's right.
And I get it, man. I do get it. Boy, talk about long form. You know, he was doing this about. I think 6-7 years before he even made a dime. He was just messing around with a buddy of his.
Well, he was making a dime off Fear Factor.
That's not what he's talking
That's
about.
not God, everybody's against me today. It's just ridiculous. Yeah. Didn't make a dime off the podcast for 6 or 7 years.
Sorry.
But he had a paper out.
But
is it hot or something? Because you're really pissy right now, dude. You're pissy to Dave. Now you're pissy to me. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Everything will be fine, dude. I promise you.
Everything be fine.
Just relax.
I'm from someone who can't finish a sentence. Doing to me,
dumbass.
What would you? Check dumbass with you every day of the week because you know what that is. What is the government smoking ban plan? Well, Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has not ruled out a smoking ban in outdoor spaces like pub garden. So outdoor now. And, you know, that's already taken effect here in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York. And when it happened here in L.A., they said, well, that'll never happen in Chicago.
Boom.
And boom, yep. And then, well, that'll never happen in New York. Bada bing. You know, once it starts here in Los Angeles, man, I'll tell you what, the tide will hit your big city. There are still some places you can enjoy. Las Vegas. Las Vegas, it's still open for cigars. You can sit there, play the one-armed bandit.
Yeah.
In sections, though.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, they have. But if you've noticed, you know, they tried these non-smoking casinos, and I think, has someone rolled out another one of those recently? I think maybe. But they gave that a shot, and it didn't work because most people who are in Vegas, they want to have a good time, which means smoking, drinking, interrupting, and throwing away their hard-earned cash, which is, you know, that's what you do in the city of...
you know, he made money on Fear Factor.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, you mean? Okay.
Kind of an a-hole.
But the podcast. See the podcast was it was a labor of love.
But I just wanted to.
Much like ours.
Very much so.
You guys aren't getting paid?
Oh, Ralph.
I'm
I would kill you right now.
I'm getting paid in unappreciation.
Yeah. What is the? Well, at least you're being compensated, Ted.
Yes,
Dave.
I greatly appreciate it.
What is the government's policy on smoking and vaping? This is in the UK, my friend. Sir Keir told reporters he would take decisions in this space and warned that smoking kills more than 80,000 each year, which is a lie.
Soda car wrecks.
Yeah, it's a lie. And by the way, Mart, I hate to give you credit here, but what a great point that is. So we should ban
vehicles
driving.
Yes.
Ban vehicles.
Yes.
Of course we should. Yeah, he thinks it's a preventable death. The Prime Minister said it's a huge burden on NHS, and of course it's a burden on the taxpayer. He added laborers, and they spell that, with a U. Because, yeah, that's what they do.
Laborers.
Yeah, yeah. Labour's election-winning, it's a fish. A fish, a fishy, fishy fish. I wonder where the fish is gone.
Loose fish.
It's such an elusive little fish. Labor's election-winning 2024 manifesto pledged preventative public health measures and policymakers, and a couple of quotes. Marcia Prenita.
Marcia?
Yeah,
Marcia.
She was involved in reading this and posted, I know smoking is a bad habit, but I thought I lived in America. Oh, this is in reference to the FDA announcing the final rule on increased minimum age for tobacco sales. There were a couple choice Brits who also had a problem with Britain being the nanny state of all nanny states. They've always been that way. They have not enjoyed the freedom that the United States of America has enjoyed up till 3.5 years ago. But FDA now, here locally, meaning the United States of America, have announced the final rule on increased minimum age for tobacco sales. Dateline, Silver Springs, Maryland. Starting September 30th, retailers will need to check photo ID of anyone under the age of 30 who tries to buy tobacco products.
30.
Check the ID of anyone under the age of 30. The FDA, which, by the way, there's another, we could get rid of the FDA.
Money grabs.
Right this second, man. They announced the final rule that follows legislation signed in 2019. See, these things happen, then we forget about them. And then it takes a few years for the law to be put into effect and the rollout. This was signed in 2019, raised the federal minimum age of sales of tobacco products from 18 to 21. You can lose your life on the battlefield for us at 18. You can drive a car, which I would think is significantly more dangerous.
Absolutely.
But you can't smoke until you're 21 stinking years old.
So if I'm 14, I can choose to have my testicles removed.
Yes.
But I can't have a cigarette.
Right, sure. And you don't have, you need no approval from your parents.
Correct.
Yeah. Welcome to the USA. Previously, retailers were required to verify the photo ID of anyone under the age of 27, but also starting September 30th, vending machines that sell tobacco products. It's sort of tough to find those.
I was going to say, those have been gone since the 60s, 70s.
They may have them in some of the cool red states, maybe some of the southern states.
I'd love to see one.
They probably do.
In some of the great old dive bars.
We had one in my high school cafeteria.
Did you really?
Yes.
What was it, a quarter for a pack?
I didn't smoke.
50 cents is what I was
Those
paying.
are the days, man. Yeah, I never smoked cigarettes either.
Yeah, 50
but I've never had
You know how much a pack of cigarettes is right now?
Oh, man.
$5.99?
$10.99.
Try again. I paid $21 for 2 packs.
Yeah, $10.99.
If you pay $21 for 2 packs, that's $10.50 a pack.
That's a lot of money, man.
Yeah. He got a discount because he bought 2.
Right. So vending machines that sell tobacco products will not be allowed where anyone under the age of 21 is permitted to enter at any time. I don't think you can find that now. Certainly not in California.
The best part about it is you're telling me that these cashiers that get hired by Walgreens and whoever else are going to be able to determine or decipher between 27 and 30 years old, and so
little thing called ID though.
Well, yeah, no, that's not the point.
Oh.
If you look under 30 years old, then they're going to check your ID.
There are places that check my ID everybody's ID for liquor.
Oh yeah, because they're afraid, man. Yeah, better to be safe, I guess, than lose their damn license. The director of the FDA Center for Tobacco Products said the new restriction just another step toward protecting our nation's youth from the health risks of tobacco products. But you can give your life for our country at age 18, but God forbid you smoke. It is, yeah, oh man. And by the way, this is just the beginning. You know, they want so badly here in the USA, and they've wanted this for years. These friggin' global warming creeps, these a-holes, these
Prius driving,
these environmental sons of bitches. They've wanted to ban tobacco products for years. But the tax money is so huge that it's tough to ban, because when you're talking about money in the coffers of government, they have a very difficult time banning this. But one day, you watch, there will be a prohibition on cigars, on cigarettes. And by the way, cigars and cigarettes, two completely different products. Cigars you don't inhale, or you're not supposed to.
And have no chemicals.
Yeah, and no chemicals.
But there'll be a carve-out for weed.
Oh, of course there will.
There already is, I'm sure.
Yeah, please, someone explain this to me.
What do you mean? I go to a weed store here.
Yeah, of course.
There is a restaurant in West Hollywood that's a weed restaurant.
Yeah.
You can smoke and eat and drink inside.
Yeah, they made the Amsterdam bar type thing there.
Yeah. And by the way, fine.
I couldn't care less.
Right, because you're not going to go there. I'm not a big fan of the scent of weed. You know, I've never been a fan, so I won't eat there. But if it's doing great business, have it. And it's, by the way, legal, sort of. It's still not federally legal.
I condone it just because.
Right?
It does help. No, it helps.
It is, Dave, sort of, because it is still not federally legal.
But
it's a state's issue.
It does help people with different issues and different, like, glaucoma and different
by the way,
things.
I still have a tough time with that. What I
does.
think it does, I think it works like alcohol. It is a
You're
number.
thinking wrong.
If you have 2 drinks a day, you're lower cases of heart attack.
Right.
It's the same thing.
But if you drink 4, and I just love how they come up with these. It's like the 6-foot rule.
Right.
Yeah, you have to stay back 6, and you wear your mask. All made up crap.
So I guess drinking an 18-pack a day is not good for me.
No, it just put you out there for 44 years.
Look at Billy.
Yeah. Oh no.
Billy's going to outlive us all. He's been doing that for 25 years.
I hope, man, from your lips to God's ears, our beautiful Marine Billy Dilly. I hope he does.
Yeah.
Well, not me. Well, yes, Mark C.G. Boyer.
For fiscal year.
How about get on the mic, man?
For fiscal year 21 to 22, California took in $1.5 billion.
That's a lot of money into the coffers from tobacco sales. So follow the money, my friends. Hey, according to the lovely, and I love her, man, our upstate gal, I think we got in a little, well, whatever.
We came back on time, I thought.
Yeah, but I think we got in late, didn't we?
Whoa.
Well, whatever. You're probably.
Yeah, here we go.
So, start it over. I'll talk this thing up. According to Upstate Mary, the folks in our chat on our YouTube, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, are always talking about how they want to feel a part of the show, and they were excited about the new year. She always has to. I'll get to this next. She always has to throw in a negative. Of course. In the That's what
my tail.
Yeah, that's
again.
what Eeyore does. Okay, crank that ditty, and we'll be this after Becky on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. I'll explain all of this when we return.
Windmill for the land, love forever hand in hand. Take it all out on your stride, it is taking falling down. Love forever, love is free, let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill for the land, is everybody in?
Laughing gas, these hazmats, fast cats, lining them up like ass crack. Ladies, ponies at the track, it's my chocolate attack. Shit, I'm stepping in harder this year. Yeah, bear ripping in harder this year. Watch me as I gravitate. Ha 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 ha. Yo, we gon' ghost town this Motown with your sound. You in the blink, gon' bite the dust, can't fight with us. With your sound, you kill the ink, so don't stop, get it, until you chat ahead and watch the way I navigate.
He came to town with a fistful of poker chips. A fugitive with a big cigar. Folks whispered his name. They called him Magic. They called him Matt. Some people called him Trouble. Magic Matt and the Outlaw Radio Gang gather at the bar and talk.
Not that we haven't heard enough about Mark C.G. Boyer, but I have a tidbit here in just a second. First, Upstate Mary.
That's Officer Boyer to you.
Who moderates our chat forum there on our YouTube page, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. I don't think she's working on the Rumble thing, but you can chat on our Rumble too. You have to punch it in the same way, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Mary says the folks in the chat are always talking about how they want to feel a part of the show. They were excited about the New Year's show, but we know how that went. So I was thinking. They say they missed the guest book, so perhaps you can introduce a segment called Ask Matt or Ask the Demons Anything, and you can post questions in the chat. I'll copy them, send them to you and the guys to address the following week. Why couldn't we just do it real time? Yeah. I mean, let's do it real time.
Right.
She says it would sort of be like the guest book, but again, that's up to you. Well, yeah, it is. But yeah, so if you have a question, if you have an interesting question, something that has really been bugging you that you need the answer to regarding any of us or this show, then post it on the chat there on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, and I guess
I'm following the chat.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So Dave can tell us also.
All right.
We don't need Mary.
We do need Mary.
Yeah, we always need Mary. Yeah. Okay. Hey, by the way, next hour, I think some bone crashing cool stuff regarding Tucker Carlson. I like this guy, although his laugh is really weird.
It is.
Okay, let me break this down. This was on Wednesday night. The end of the night after poker, the great Mark C.G. Boyer, who brings comestibles. He brings food product, including chips, anything bad for you, and anything that could be contained in a bag,
right.
Then Mark C.G. Boyer will bring it to the poker game.
I think he got that from being on his beat when he was a cop.
Yeah, must have. But he brings over some chocolate chip cookies, and at the end, he very graciously said, "Matt, would you like some?" And I'm thinking, okay, I don't really have a sweet tooth, but he said, well, I mentioned it to your brother, and he would like some as well. Okay, and so he pulls out 4 with his hands. He pulls out 4, and he hold on. And he puts them in like this. So they're in this container, right? This container. It's a little black container that you'd buy in any supermarket with the cookies. And he pulls them out like this with his hands, like this. And then he puts them in. I'm showing you there for those of you watching us.
It's like a magic trick.
He puts them, right. He puts them in.
And wraps it up.
Paper towel, wraps them up. Okay, so they're sitting there. He said, so I'll give you 4. There are 4 left in this black container that he hasn't touched, right? Now, he comes back from the restroom and he says, okay, I'm leaving now. Here are your cookies. What does he do? He hands me this napkin filled with 4 cookies. I said, Mark, what are you doing? I said, I want the ones you fingered.
Of course.
Thank you for not offering me that.
I wouldn't, Mark.
Thank
not
you.
without telling you.
Son of a bitch.
I see where his hands are. I've witnessed where his hands go. But wouldn't common sense dictate? Anyone here?
There are none there. There's none there.
If I'm wrong, please tell me. Wouldn't common sense dictate that the 4 left in the Vaughn's container
Just leave them in there. Don't touch them.
Right? You leave them. You don't finger them.
Let her be.
Yeah, leave her be.
Leave her be.
You know, I probably got this from my father. My father can't stand food products that have been fingered.
Oh,
no. But
especially by somebody who is not clean.
Tattoo Dave.
Like just come out of the bathroom.
Am I making this up about Mark C.G. Blair? He will eat stuff off the damn floor.
He will sneeze in his hand and then play poker and not.
Yes. Yes, no,
I gotta go.
I have no common sense.
He has absolutely no common sense. So I just wanted to fact check with you. I'm not out of line on this one, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. And I did. I had 2 of the cookies, and they were very tasty. Thank you, Mark.
A little tangy.
Yeah. No.
He had a free butt hands.
All right, we'll be this after back. A lot to get to. This next hour is going to be on fire. Thank you for watching us on YouTube, on Rumble, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, and the finest radio stations in the nation. Hey, we love you, Wausau. You know who you are, and we need you, Wisconsin. You know, that's one of them states that is just sort of on the fence, man.
Gotta have it.
We gotta have it. We'll be this after back.
On the street, I was talking to a man. He said there's so much, but there's nothing mine that I don't understand. You shouldn't worry, I said that ain't no crime. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time.
this love of mine that I don't understand. You shouldn't worry, I said that ain't no crime. 'Cause if you get it wrong, you'll get it right next time. You need direction, yeah, you need a name. When you stand at the crossroads of the highway, look the same. After a while, you get the
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time! Our main event! Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Sean Young on Outlaw Radio.
Hey, this is Shelley Berman on Outlaw Radio. Listen, come on, listen to me or listen to Matt. If you like being bored, it's great for you.
It's Robert Hayes. I'm here on Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, a.k.a. The Weasel. We are here to drink. We're here to smoke. We're here to interrupt. You may drink. You may smoke. You may interrupt, but I'm here to...
Live from the Lighten Up Lounge, this is Dom DeLuise saying, this is Outlaw Radio.
Hi, this is Chuck Woolery at Lighten Up Lounge on Outlaw Radio. Lots of fun, guys. Be back, 2 and 2.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Outlaw Radio, where we smoke, we drink, and occasionally we bother people who look old and weak.
Hi, this is Rick Dees with Magic Matt, a.k.a. Mr. Cigar, in the Lighten Up Lounge. We drink, we smoke, we interrupt.
You know, speaking of Gilbert Gottfried, and by the way,
I'm not sure who it was.
What? You don't know who Gilbert Gottfried was?
Why wouldn't you know who that was?
No, who was speaking?
That was, well, Gilbert Gottfried was on the show just seconds ago. Unless, of course...
We couldn't hear it because
the
Jay keeps taking the headphone volume up and down, up and down. Up and
Unless,
down.
of course, that part is edited out of the terrestrial show when you hear it a week from today, then you'll have no idea that Gilbert was in the intro to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, watched on YouTube and on Rumble. Go ahead and follow us on Rumble and subscribe to us on YouTube, even though they sort of blocked our subscriptions. I've received emails over the week. We've subscribed, but it won't allow it, or they have a tough time. It's like they blocked us at a certain point. Right. We know you're there. We know you're watching, but we also know that YouTube is run by a bunch of Nazi bastards. Okay, let's just call them
woke-tards.
Nazi bastards. Let's just stick with that. Speaking of Gilbert Gottfried, when our buddy Ronnie Shell, you know the dude from Gomer Pyle and a bunch of Disney movies?
Yeah.
He's 100 years old. The guy is very, very old. I love him dearly. One of my buddies for about 35 years. When he was last on the show, he told us a story about Alan Ladd. And Alan Ladd was a significant actor back in the day. He was a household name. He was that big.
Family Ties.
Did I do that to my mic? Yeah, of course you did. Yeah.
Nope, it was me. Ask Marty.
No, it was me. Alan Ladd, a significant star back in the day. And Ronnie Shell told a story first heard on the Gilbert Gottfried podcast, which, by the way, why has Gilbert stopped those podcasts?
I don't know.
I
think he's not feeling well.
Is it the death? So all of a sudden we use the death thing as an excuse, and Gilbert no longer.
So says Casey Kasem still on the radio.
Yeah, you bet your ass he is. You bet your ass. Keep your feet in the ground, not on the ground. I'm telling you, that's what he said. Although everyone thought it was keep your feet on the ground. Keep your feet in the ground and keep reaching for the stars. See, isn't it fun? It's a learning moment. Isn't it fun? Yeah, I bet you didn't know that.
You learn things here.
That's the honest to God truth. Yeah. Keep your feet in the ground and keep reaching for the stars. It's like the England Dan and John Ford Coley song, I'd really love to see you tonight.
Right.
It's
I'd really love
to see you. Yeah, but it's the stars are The stars are out, but it's really the winds are pushing the stars around, not the stars are out.
There's a name for these things.
It's
that you're talking about. It's the
lyrics.
No. There's a name for these. The effect, the something effect, because it happens in a lot of things. Like throughout the years, it's drilled into you so much that a certain way that's what you start believing.
Well, what we do?
Marty, can I see your ID?
Yeah, we simply. Yeah, is he old enough to smoke
smoking a
cigarettes?
cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It's the first cigarette I've had today.
Does he look under 30?
He's,
Dave?
you know, if I'm being generous.
Thank you, brother.
So here's the deal. This is Alan Ladd and a story regarding Alan Ladd that Ronnie Shell heard firsthand. You're gonna have to make a note that I'm gonna have to bleep some of this.
I don't have anything to note on.
Okay, well, let's bring the show back a few more minutes instead of propelling it forward.
Leave Dave alone.
This is why Tattoo Dave was never on Whose Line Is It Anyway? This is why
he couldn't be an improv actor.
No, he was. That's why he was never allowed.
Keep the producer in the box. Reach for the
reach for the stars. This is
I
why
turned it down.
This is why Tattoo Dave was never on Whose Line, because you have to propel and it's always and. It's never. Otherwise, you just stop down the bit.
He couldn't have worked with Ryan Stiles.
No, God, no way.
Ryan and I go way back.
Yeah. So I want you to dig this, because who knows? I want to play this while my buddy, the great Ronnie Shell, is still breathing, drinking wine, and still smoking cigars at 93 years old. He's still on this planet. It's a short one, but I think you'll get a kick out of it if you hadn't heard this. Here we go.
These girls, showgirls,
right,
got together with Alan Ladd, supposedly,
supposedly,
and said, "Is it true that you like to fool around with chickens?"
Okay.
And I guess he said yes.
All right.
And so what happened was these girls circled him.
Okay. These showgirls.
Yeah, showgirls circled him.
Circled Alan Ladd.
Yeah, circled Alan.
All right.
And he was in the center with a chicken.
All right. Was he clothed?
I don't remember. I'm just telling the story.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And so the girls started going around while singing this song.
All right.
Alan Ladd, you simply got to that chicken.
So the girls are singing what?
You've simply got to that chicken.
So the girls are singing verbatim those words.
What the hell?
And by the way,
I don't know if he ever fucked the chicken, but
but Ronnie, what makes this story work is the word simply.
Simply, that's it.
Does it right?
That's what makes the whole thing funny.
Because for them to say simply,
yeah.
you simply have to.
That's true, but that part is a true story. I don't think.
What?
I don't think he ever did fuck chicken.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, so that's pre-bleeped. Excellent.
Yes.
Let's
take a note.
Let's work for all of us.
That's Ronnie at 91 years old.
No, 92, man.
I mean, look at how witty he is, and look at how.
Oh yeah, that's the great Ronnie Shell. God rest his soul.
No, I think he's alive.
Oh, good. Well, that's good news. Anybody watch that Trump town hall in Wisconsin, moderated by Tulsi Gabbard? Did you see that?
No. I did not.
No.
I did, and I enjoyed it. And
she's pretty hot.
I'm glad you mentioned that Ralph Odierna wearing this blue pantsuit. I've seen pictures of her, and I'm not telling you how, or that I may have punched in Tulsi Gabbard in a bathing suit.
Oh no!
Yeah, she's a surfer. She is a surfer. I mean, she keeps that vessel intact.
Wow.
She's from Hawaii. I wonder if she's ever surfed with the great Bobby Hayes.
I don't know, because old Robert Hayes, our buddy here on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, is he's a survivor of a fire in Malibu Lakes, right down the street from where we do our thing. And he finally said he's chucking everything, getting the hell out of California. He's a surfer. He loves surfing. He lives in Hawaii. And Tulsi, is she a Hawaiian? Was she born there? I mean, but the thing is, the one thing I do know is she lived there many, many years. And watched the town hall. So we got Tulsi Gabbard, a bona fide Democrat who made her way over to the correct side.
Ran for president.
Yeah, we've got RFK Jr. We got this man who finally had enough of the point. What more do you need to hear, for God's sakes?
Supposedly on Tuesday, Tim Walz, Kamala's little VP guy.
Is he coming over to our side?
His brother.
His brother?
His brother says, my brother has no business running a candy store, nonetheless the country.
God bless it.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Now, so why do I still hear this crap?
This is Trump's to lose, man.
Is it made up crap that I hear then? That what's her name? Kamala
Kamalato?
Right.
Yes.
That she's like...
And by the way, you can find us by punching in kamalato.us.
She's like leading...
That's the easy way to find us on YouTube. kamalato.us, yeah?
That she's like leading in a lot of the polls?
No. Not,
so that's BS.
No, not significant polls. No, not the...
She's leading hugely in popular vote, but that means nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely.
Okay.
Say it again. What is war for?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. So there I am, minding my own business, watching this Trump town hall because I find Tulsi Gabbard rather fetching, and she was wearing a lovely blue pantsuit, and Donald Trump is sitting there on a chair. She is standing to the right of Donald, holding a microphone. And I'm thinking about how glorious this lovely woman, aesthetically, hot.
Yes,
she's a hot broad, and I know what I almost saw it in Donald Trump's eyes.
Oh, man.
Now here's a guy I'm going to vote for. Why? Because he's the only one to vote for president if you want the United States of America to become healthy again. Bottom line, black and white, no more to it than that.
To survive.
You got that right,
Absolutely,
man.
Dave.
You bet your ass. Unless, you want to pay $30 a pound for a ribeye at your local grocery store instead of simply $12 now. But this woman I find rather fetching. And as she's standing there with a mic, I see this glint in Donald. God, I wish Donald Trump were listening right now because he would get a chuckle out of this, because I'm telling you, not one to boast, I am absolutely spot on, because I know, even though he is the great friggin' president, he knows how to run this country, but one doesn't mean the other thing isn't true.
He's a man.
Right.
Bet your ass he's
go.
a man.
Bingo.
They'll let you grab him by the right. And he didn't.
Ask any rock star.
He didn't say he did it, but the fact is they will.
Let you.
I know from experience, being a celebrity, they will allow you.
Yeah.
Not. And by the way, if you're into herding, then shame on you. But they will allow the females, lovely females, if they're enamored by power or stardom, any sort of fame, and of course this is a blanket statement. I'm only talking about the 99.9% of females.
Not the 0.1.
This applies to. Yeah, I'm not talking about the Lori Downey. Even Lori Downey Jr., she loves a powerful guy.
Her last two men, very powerful.
Well, and P.S. she talks about Bill Clinton and talking to Bill through Morton Downey Jr. They were with him at some thing, and she's a fan of Bill. Why? He's a powerful man. And I guess, in the scale of presidents, he wasn't bad to look at, right?
Not only will they allow, but no,
please
they will grab your hand and put it there.
I have
had it done.
I have been in that situation. And by the way, not one to boast. This is not grandiose. This is true. Well, I see this in Trump's eyes, and I know what he's thinking. I'm telling you, honest to God, from my heart, as Tulsi Gabbard is standing there with a mic in that blue pantsuit, sort of tight pants.
Oh.
He's thinking that's a hot piece of ass.
He's like, I get that.
I didn't think you were going to soften it.
Hell yeah. He's thinking, I would hit that.
If he was a single man.
That is a...
No.
Ralph, stop it.
Well,
you're talking about our next president.
Okay, how about if he's given a pass from Melania?
That's done.
Right?
Done.
Given a pass, right? But I'm telling you, I saw it in his eyes.
I saw the twinkle in his eye.
I thought you were going a little bit different.
That is a hot piece of ass, man. I would like to nail that hot punani. I know he was thinking that. I just saw where he was looking. And even though I know he's also thinking, you know, if I could just dye that odd hair strand first. You know, is that a Native American thing? What is that white thing?
There was a newscaster in L.A. that had that forever as well.
By the way, and this dovetails. What the hell is her name? She wanted a relationship with yours truly. We did several events together. She got very cuddly with me. Once again, and it's always the same answer, and I promise you, please, and fact check this if you want. I don't make this stuff up. It's the honest to God truth, but I was always tethered to another woman at that time, and I'm a faithful guy. Not like some. I am a faithful guy. And by the way, if I had to do it all over again, because I can't sleep at night now anyway.
She was hot.
So,
that newscaster with that silver hair, right?
I wish I could come up with her damn name. But this gal, sweet gal, and by the way, she won't go on record as saying this, but conservative. We got along great. And she was doing what March sort of said, putting my hand in places and showing great affection. You know, how do you know a woman is ready for you? They will let you know. There's no gray area. There are no bones about it. They will let you know, and it's always up to the woman.
Colleen Williams.
The great Colleen Williams. God rest her soul, man. Is she still alive? Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, Colleen Williams, a big time news anchor here in Los Angeles.
Oh, there she is surfing.
What, Colleen?
No.
Chelsea. How hot is she?
Yeah.
Right?
I never realized.
Oh,
She's got the skunk thing going on.
That's what I'm saying, the skunk hair.
The skunk look.
But with Bobby Hayes?
So
Bobby Hayes is happily with a woman.
So no one has an answer for why that weird little white thing?
It's hereditary.
But dye it. Because I know that's what Donald Trump was thinking. Dye that thing. Because I could also see that in his eyes. The only thing that would be a negative, because Tulsi is a hot broad, and smart as hell.
She is.
And decorated
war vet.
That's right.
And P.S. He got the best of both worlds, man, this Donald Trump. In that and I thought she would have been a great running mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although I'm a big fan of his running mate these days. I think he's earned his stripes,
He got booed the other day at one of the things.
Yeah, okay.
By union leaders.
Yeah, that happens.
Tell me who the firemen are actually going to vote for.
Right. You bet your ass. But he gets it both ways. She's not his running mate, but she's on his side,
That's so
man.
beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
And then, therefore, there's no workplace harassment because she's not his running mate.
Yeah, wow, that's right. Yeah, that's true.
And Matt,
what are you insinuating, Ralph? Come on, man. I think Trump is in his late 70s. You think he's still thinking? Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, he's a heterosexual male, but you know he's thinking hot piece of ass. Period. Now, does that make him a bad guy? No. It makes him a heterosexual male. Yeah. Period.
With testosterone.
End of story. Bill Maher's take on the Harris-Walsh interview was spot damn on. I meant to print out some of his notes, but my computer's on the fritz, so I didn't. So let's go into a take on this ridiculous interview. Now, am I partisan? You bet your ass. But even I can take myself out of being a partisan and being on the right side, one that loves America, and look at it askew from far away. And I'm telling you, Ralph,
no, but
was
I'm
this ridiculous?
I'm a partisan, and I would not want to debate Bill Clinton.
Right,
because he is excellent on a microphone.
Well, not
because
anymore.
he's also a very he was
Right.
a very brilliant man.
Right, exactly.
He's lost.
So
it
you
now,
being
but-
partisan doesn't separate you from the truth.
Correctamundo, Ralph. CNN's Kamala Harris interview. The old optics were ridiculed, and P.S. This is much more than the optics. Yes, she looked like a little midget, and her running mate looked like a giant.
Behind a table?
Behind a table. She kept looking down. She did, but once again, we're talking about optics here. She didn't appear to be presidential. Take all that out of it. Let's say she did appear to be presidential. Let's say they sat them at the table correctly, and she was up and ready and poised and looking at the interviewer, and she was presidential. It all comes down to what is in that friggin' noggin of hers. Not much, man. Not much. If you watch the interview and there's any way, shape, or form you can make the statement she did a good job, you, my friend, are an idiot. It was dismal. It was, and thank goodness it was dismal that somehow she didn't pull a rabbit out of the hat and we were all wrong.
She didn't even pull a hat out of it.
Today, this one thing on Instagram, I think I showed Matt. There's a new Kamala Harris imitator.
Yeah, impressionist.
Impressionist. That she is fantastic, man. This blonde girl, I forget her name, and today, yesterday used to be today, and now today is tomorrow, so it makes today
She really,
yesterday.
truly speaks in that fashion.
Oh,
She truly does. You don't even have to parody Kamala Harris. So the optics, the staging. So some of the criticism, which, by the way, all valid, a bizarrely dark location. I found that really odd, didn't you? A messy location, scattered coffee cups around. A lot like Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, but none of us are running for president. I don't know if you've noticed. Well, not yet.
Or drinking coffee.
I decided, by the way, 70 years old, I will become president of the United States. If I live, because I haven't felt well in years.
I'll donate.
I will become president of the United States at the age of 70. And yes, it's a job that I do want. I talked to many buddies about I would never want that job. I do want that job because I don't sleep anyway. So, 4 hours, that's a good night's sleep. I'm ready and raring to go to push that button. Who do we have to blow up today? Let's do it.
You would bring back the FDR fireside chats.
Because I love smoking a cigar right there at
on a microphone.
Yes, and by the way, hopefully the fire isn't a fireplace.
Right.
Because,
Mark, would you vote for Matt?
You talk
Well, I don't think I'll be alive.
Talk about bad optics. Oh, you'll be alive, my friend. But
still vote.
Kamala in a gray suit in a dark location. Kamala's stolen valor support with the old liar Tim, Tampon Tim Waltz, which, by the way, is another URL now, tampontim.us. Supposedly that'll get you to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
We have the best.
Tampontim.us. And did she not look like a child? She looked like a little kid at the grown-ups table on Thanksgiving. Dana Bash towered over Kamala, and that Dana,
5'2".
man, I know, but she towered over her.
Kamala must be 4 feet.
And by the way, she was the furthest from the camera. She was the furthest from the camera. Looks like she brought her dad to a job interview. And she looks much tinier than she is. I don't think Kamala is a tiny person, but she looked like a midget. She looked like a little kid.
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
Not presidential, man. And of course, Tim Walsh, her chaperone, or he looked like a lawyer, and that's why he was there. But of course, we know why he was there, to answer a tough question.
And take time away from her from answering questions.
Yeah, well,
that was the thing. It was a distraction.
Well, 100% distraction.
And if you want that a-hole.
Oh, my God.
But either of them.
But she looked like a small, frightened, timid child.
And people think it's a joke. I think about communism, and it's going to be so.
The campaign chose this dark, empty location.
Yeah.
They chose this. They had at least a month to put this thing together. And just the opposite of looking in command, Kamala looked and sounded the way that we all expect her to sound.
Like a moron.
So, yeah, like a 100% total moron.
Supreme.
Yeah, left-wing news outlet, check. Left-wing interviewer who is totally sympathetic, checkaroo.
Yep.
6 weeks to prepare, check. Aware of the high stakes, check. Team Obama prepping her, check. I understand there's infighting. You got the Obama folks.
Oh, Obama doesn't want her to win.
You got the other folks. They're all fighting amongst themselves. She doesn't know which way to turn. Now, if she had her act together and she had gray matter in there, she wouldn't care what they had to say.
I'll give you insights on Obama not liking the Kamala.
Oh, yeah, well, okay. When we return on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, thank you for being there.
Wanna buy a new car, but the price ain't right. Ain't that cold? Be a downside cheaper, just a good. Started riding a bike. Listen, they're making milk out of powder. Yeah, they are. Got the babies crying. Poor baby, they know what that stuff is. Rent's gone up higher. Yes, it is. Got the parents lying. Lord, it's a real motherfucker, yeah. Make you wanna run for cover, yes, it will. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. Good dog. Listen, got to go to a disco. Throw your troubles away. Dance to the music, yeah, that the DJ plays. Well, all right. And then the lights come on, yeah, like you knew they would. Got cold. Gone home and face the music. That don't sound too good. Ain't that cold? Listen. Lord, it's a real motherfucker. It'll make you wanna run for cover, yeah. And if you look, you will discover, yeah. Lord, it's a real motherfucker, yeah. you the truth. Let me stop here at this gas station. Give me 3 gallons of low lead. Ain't no fold, nothing else. I better stop and give me 2 hot dogs and a strawberry soda. It's a real motherfucker. Lord, it's a real motherfucker.
Passive Aggressive has a new home. You're listening to Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt Allen.
It's Outlaw Radio time!
Generally speaking, Kamala Toe, how should voters look at some of the changes you've made that you explained some of here in your policy? Is it because you have more experience now and you've learned more about the information? Is it because you're running for president in a Democratic primary? Dana Bash helped her. Dana Bash gave her answers. She could choose any of the answers. And she sort of screwed the pooch on that one, too. She said, no, I still believe in everything I believe in.
My values have not changed.
My values have not changed. And it's like the campaign has been trying to change that view of her. I swear to you, she wasn't supposed to say that.
She can't even get a multiple choice right.
No, she's that dumb that she's can't you just see them hitting their heads with their hands? No, no.
By the way, Dana Bash threw the complete softball at her, saying, so what did you think when Donald Trump said he wasn't sure if you were black?
Right.
She could have just laid it, and Kamala says, well, that's his opinion.
I don't.
She could have went after that deep.
Oh, I just love it. I just love that.
And Dana Bash's face was like,
I got to tell you, man, if we don't win this thing, Kamala's doing everything she possibly can to help us. She's on our side.
But if you want proof why Trump needs to win, there was a hot mic at the UN. They were all coming back into town, and one of the guys at the UN says, we are petrified if Donald Trump wins this election because Donald Trump is America first.
Mm-hmm.
That was a direct quote.
Wow.
He says, if we come up with a committee that says all countries have to reduce their carbon footprints, Trump is going to tell us to go straight to hell.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Because, see, Trump is never really worried about optics. He's never worried about... He does care about what's best for Americans.
Right.
So love him, hate him. I don't care if you hate him. You need to vote for him.
That means the world thinks Kamala is not America first.
Because she's not. All she gives an S about is herself and power.
Kamala-munism.
Yes, of course.
Dave, excellent.
Of course it is. It is Kamala-munism.
How do you...
Kamala Toe.
I'll spell it out for you.
Yeah.
Please
just...
Urban helps you.
Hey, you know the carbon footprint, Ralph, go back to the carbon footprint. I noticed one thing.
Wait a second. Go back to?
He said carbon footprint.
He did?
Did you or did you
Pretty
not?
sure it was Matt. I'm pretty sure it was Matt.
I said reduce carbon output.
Oh, okay.
You
Well,
said carbon footprint.
Okay.
whatever it is. Okay,
So
go ahead.
no, so I was talking about Prius drivers. Now, I don't know, people talk about them. They're kind of like the new BMW drivers. They're a-holes. I was at the store.
Wow.
I was at Vaughn's the other day.
Hey, Mart.
They're low-level Tesla drivers.
Mart, are you aware that our producer, Tattoo Dave, drives a
kick my
BMW?
ass, brother. Bring it on. But no, they really, truly are.
And it's a nice one.
They are idiots. They are just completely these electric car driving sons of bitches.
Well, you know
are
who
just-
they're voting for. Of course they're
But
idiots.
Mark defends them. He thinks electric cars are a great thing. I said, you go buy one, buddy.
Well, because he likes child slavery.
Yeah,
tell you-
is that why? Do you like child slavery, Mark?
I don't. No, I don't like.
You're not a
slavery
fan.
unless they're working for me.
So why are you a fan? See, this is something unbeknownst to me.
No, he was talking with Burl. Or
I was
talking with someone in
I
the
was
green
never
room.
aware that Mark C.G. Boyer was a proponent of these.
Oh, him and
electric
Lori
cars.
were talking.
It was just a comment.
Get on the mic.
Lori, where that my sister bought a hybrid.
Yeah.
And she likes it because she gets better gas mileage.
He was defending it all the way
The
around.
thing
There's
is,
no plug-in. You don't plug it in.
No, correct.
but when it comes to a hybrid, yeah, if you're going to do it, then it's got to be a hybrid. You got to have the gas as well.
And when you buy weed, get hybrid because that's the best. It's a mix.
Okay. Once again, you'll need to fact check with my brother. I don't do weed. I never have. It's just not my thing. If you do it, hope it helps you and you have a happy
I don't
day.
do a lot, man. I do sleep.
Don't do it. Don't do it and get behind the wheel because I hear that that's not a good thing.
I don't do anything behind the wheel.
Totally legal.
Anyway, yeah, is it? Is it?
No, it's not federally legal.
No, but
And it's not legal to drive on it either.
Oh, no.
That's what he just said, and that's what I'm wondering.
It was a joke, but you never know. It was a joke.
Well, yeah,
It was
but
like driving drunk.
Let
It's
me
like driving
tell you one of the important things about a joke.
Be funny.
It should be funny, right?
Okay.
Timing.
No, not time. And then Mark goes timing.
By the way, Steve Abbott, Marty said that effect you were talking about was the Mandela effect.
Thank you, Steve.
Oh, the Mandela. Yeah, Steve Abbott in Wisconsin, man. He's one of the good ones.
He also is
Mandela
not
was out of
impressed.
South Africa, wasn't he?
What?
He also is not impressed with Cat's pastrami.
Oh, okay.
But now we got a problem.
But Steve Abbott, have you ever had langers? I'll throw that out there. Get back to us. Former President Donald Trump, man, how many of these hour-long, free-flowing podcasts and interviews and town halls with hot Tulsi Gabbard? I mean, these are things Kamala could never do without imploding her candidacy. It would be absolutely over. As that CNN interview, it should be over.
The one that Trump did with Musk was brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
Hour and 20 minutes.
That was great.
And by the way, took 35 minutes in the ether trying to get that damn thing on.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Because now I don't know if any of that really is true.
Right,
that they were the a-holes trying to keep it down. I know there's a way to do that.
Sure there is.
Yeah.
Sure, you use bots to crash the system.
So I mean, why would they not?
Yeah.
I mean, they've done it before. They'll do it again.
They're doing it to this radio station on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, big time, man. Big time.
Mark, Mr. Computer Guy, how do you do something like that?
I have no idea.
There it is. Okay. Well, I like it when he's honest with an answer instead of Mark C.G. Boyer simply making crap up.
Oh, that's more fun.
I want to get to this. I think I have enough time in this segment. And then get ready to stop and start, if you'd be so kind there, Tattoo Dave.
Sure.
We'll start with Tucker 1 and evil and evilness. And this is him sitting down with Joe Rogan. And I've chosen, this isn't very long, but it's a two-parter. And hang with me on this and dig does that guy have the greatest hair ever, that Tucker Carlson?
Yes.
I mean, I want curly hair like that, man. I bet he doesn't even have to mess with it when he wakes up in the morning.
Oh, I think he uses a a mousse.
Yeah,
He's got moose in there?
I'm not
This is like the 80s, dude.
I know.
Isn't it? It's like a squirrel.
I'm not certain, no.
It's like a fro, isn't it? It's like,
He wears moose and leg warmers.
It is nothing like a fro, Dave.
Maybe I'm thinking of the different-
do you even know who Tucker Carlson is?
I do
Tattoo
know who he
Dave?
is, but
He's
don't
got a
think
weird
I've seen
laugh.
All right, here we go. This is Tucker. Get ready to pause and go.
Engaging in unnecessary wars that
That's
are going to
Joe
cost
Rogan.
thousands of
That's
lives
Joe
for
Rogan.
profit. All these things are evil things. So if evil is real, evil would want those kind of people to be in a position of
By the way,
power.
right off the bat,
evil would want.
Pause. Right off the bat, those on the right, they're out of this interview. It's like evil? Well, that would mean that God exists. And because you're talking about evil, so evil exists in the devil.
Yep.
You don't necessarily have to believe in God to believe there's a devil, but I think it goes hand in hand. But this really hit home for me with Rogan and then now Tucker speaking to evil. Go.
Men to breastfeed their children.
Here's the here's the illusion that we fall for time and again. We imagine that evil comes like fully advertised as such. Like evil people look like Anton LaVey.
Horns,
Yeah.
This is great.
Right. Black,
you know what I mean?
Black cloak.
Exactly.
Sickle.
Evil is an independent force that exists outside of people, that acts upon people. I really believe that. I've experienced it. A lot. And it's obvious. And what vessel do they choose? The weak. It's weak men and women who are instruments of evil. The weaker the leader, the more evil that leader will be.
Boom.
So and unfortunately, we've reached a time in American history where every leader is either a woman or a weak man, pretty much. And so I'm sorry to say it, that's just true. And the weaker the leader, that's why Mike Johnson, everyone's like, oh, Mike Johnson's such a nice guy. Well, I know Mike Johnson, and he's a perfectly nice guy.
Right, seems
he's
like it.
Polite and seems kind of meek and restrained, and he's not saying motherfucker ever, you know what I mean? He's got like very sort of buttoned down affect, but he's a weak man. And that's the man you should be afraid of.
Yes.
The people who you shouldn't be less afraid of are the, headstrong, loud, don't care what anybody thinks. Yeah, those guys will go off track.
Pause.
But they're probably...
So you described you.
Yes. So you know why this hit home. Because I have nothing to hide. I care not about optics. I will tell you the truth. I will tell you the 100% bona fide truth. Yes. Can I be a loudmouth? Yes. Donald Trump. I think he's also describing Donald Trump here.
Yes.
And I don't think he's going out of his way to describe Donald Trump. I simply think Tucker Carlson is being honest here. Go ahead.
Not going to abet, genocide or blow up the world in a nuclear exchange because they may be obnoxious, but they know who they are.
Yep.
Weak people just become a host for evil.
Pause. I have always been afraid of weak people. I have never enjoyed the company of most weak people, with the exception of Mark C.G. Boyer.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, but I am not...
The weakest member of LAPD.
I will tell you this. Ralph Odierna, not a weak person. All right, I can stop there. Go ahead.
An open, empty building that evil occupies, possesses even...
Dave, that was a dig.
And that's exactly what's happening to Mike Johnson. That's like absolutely crazy what Mike Johnson is doing. But it's not because he's evil.
Right.
It's because he's weak and therefore susceptible to evil.
Watch out for the weak, man. Watch out. Was that the entire thing?
Yeah.
No kidding. Okay.
You know who said that? Matt, I'm sorry, really quickly.
Yeah.
My friend Mark Walker, our friend Mark Walker that we grew up with, he's very religious.
Very,
he's
very.
Deacon, all this stuff.
Yes.
He said, the vessel that evil does look for is the weakest person they can find.
Because they have no path. They have no way.
Right.
They are the ones that look up to... Who's the a-hole out there in the desert years ago?
Koresh.
Koresh. They look toward that. They look for the answer. Because they don't have the answer. They cannot formulate an answer for themselves.
Stan Lee.
God.
No, Stan Lee said, if it weren't for villains, we wouldn't need superheroes.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. How does that fit?
Same thing. I don't know. Because villains they go for the weak person. So therefore, then you need the strong person to combat the villain.
Yes, you
If there
do.
was no evil, we wouldn't need
Don't try to
strong
make it
people.
sound right.
I mean, I got to tell you, we got a DC thing going right here between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris.
Yes. Or Marvel.
This is is it Marvel? Okay, whatever. You can tell how up on
DC Comics.
Yeah.
No, you're close.
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee is Marvel.
Stan Lee.
Marvel.
See, I got to tell you,
That's right.
gun to my head, I would have lost my life on that one.
Matt, I'm with you. I know nothing about.
So
comic
this
books.
is part two, and this is
That's why you're not trending on YouTube.
Both of these are toward the very end of this interview with Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson, and this is the one that really hits home. Dig this.
Justification. I mean, by the way, we had FISA. We've had the FISA, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, since I think 1977. So it predates 9/11. Did it stop 9/11? Oh, I don't think it did. Shut the fuck up. You're not protecting us, actually. You open the southern border to anyone who wants to come. You're not checking IDs. You're not doing any kind of biometrics. You're not even screening for COVID.
Yeah.
So clearly you don't care about my safety. Stop telling me you do. You don't. You're a criminal. Stop this charade.
Pause.
You don't care about...
It's very important to note that this interview was only 4 months ago.
How do we miss this?
This is 4 months ago. It's recent, but yet it's important to note that this was before the Trump assassination attempt. This is before... the old mummy in chief was thrown under the bus by his party. A lot has come down in the last 4 months. Continue, please, with Tucker.
Okay. Oops.
I didn't know he played the piano.
Now, you know what? We were supposed to go to break. So
No, we weren't supposed to go to break. Okay. Wow. All you got to do is hit pause. Is it the bourbon? How do I'm telling.
We were kind of
ready,
shortly into it. We can start it over, right?
That's what I was going to ask if you wanted to just start over after break, but whatever.
Well, yeah, but it's ponderous at that point. It is so ponderous. Okay, I know how we're going to fix this. Oh, jeez.
How could it be so?
How could it be so?
Evil in the room.
Was that evil?
Evil in the room.
So evil entered Tattoo Dave's body.
No. I know you implied that I'm weak, but I'm the strongest one here. So
no.
Physically, maybe.
You can forget that.
Physically, yes.
Yeah, physically you are.
You wouldn't have to say it if it was true.
And by the way,
I'll
yes.
come over there and
Okay, see. So now we're heading into fisticuff time.
Yeah.
No, I know how we're going to fix this. And by the way, those of you watching us on YouTube and on Rumble, you'll hear how sausage is made here in a second. But on our great radio stations, we'll just go to break right now, and then I will finish up with this Tucker Carlson. And didn't I set this up by saying this is the money shot? This is the part that I really
You
wanted
did.
to hear.
We were all excited.
Oh yeah.
Bated breath.
So how does it feel, Devil? How does it feel, Satan being in Tattoo Dave's body?
That's good.
How does it feel? All right, a lot to get to. We will get to this money shot. Tucker Carlson when we return on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
You've done me wrong. Your time is up. You took a sip from the devil's cup. You broke my heart. There's no way back. Move right out of here.
Okay, cool. Now, go back to the cut. By the way, welcome to the inside story of radio. This is the way this is going to work.
And you guys think it's easy.
We're going. Oh well, it just seems that way. But we're going to cue the hit it. Hit that
justification.
Hit it.
I mean, by the way,
Yeah.
we had FISA. We've had the FISA.
Okay.
The foreign.
We're going to cue it up to the
Intelligence
point where we
Surveillance Act
stopped. So
since I think 1977. So it predates 9/11. Did it?
Help me
stop
with when
9/11?
this
Oh, I don't
stopped.
think it did. Shut the fuck up. You're not protecting us, actually.
I bleeped
You open
all
the
that, by
southern
the
border
way.
to anyone who wants to come. You're not checking IDs. You're not doing any kind of biometrics. You're not even screening for COVID. So clearly you don't care about my safety. Stop telling me you do. You don't. You're a criminal. Stop this charade. You don't care about...
It's about there.
That was right there.
It was
Oh, is it
exactly,
really?
It
It
was
was right
exactly you don't care.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, so what we'll do, let me see, how do I do this? We will, for our great terrestrial stations, and we love you, Wisconsin. We have about 4 radio stations in Wisconsin, AM and FM, and
Tony and Beth, I just want to say something quickly
Yeah,
to Tony
yeah.
and Beth. Man, I'm so pissed off about the the venison sticks that they got stolen somehow. That whole brand. I didn't even
Did
get
they
to,
really?
I didn't even get to open them.
They were good.
Were they, Ralph? Yeah, you threw them at me. Like, here, that's from Tony.
you
and Beth.
didn't even open them.
I didn't even open them, and they're gone.
Okay, Tony, Beth,
Just please,
in beautiful
one
Wausau.
more.
No more venison.
Yes.
I don't eat venison.
I do.
Screw him.
Oh no.
I like.
There's no insurance policy on this stuff. You don't get to read it.
Right.
I want another bag of that.
I like the beef products. I like
Pork.
Oh, I love pork products.
Nurse Ration, give me my venison.
Chicken. Any other snails? No snail product.
No,
and by the way,
how'd I get it?
yeah, Wisconsin is not known for their snails.
Some of the best thing they sent me was the elk stuff too. Any elk?
No,
stuff,
no.
man. Bring it my way, baby.
I just, isn't it? It's like when people talk about weird sex. Well, I use this device and I do this thing. I always go back to, isn't sex simply good enough? Isn't that great?
No, I think venison's better than beef.
You're not following me? Isn't sex just good enough? Venison is better than beef for you.
Yeah.
Not for me. And by the way, it's probably psychological.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I think about Bambi and the poor little deer and, and all that. Okay, here.
Hey, so Matt, I have the timestamp on.
No. Here's how we're going to do this. You're going to dig this.
All right. So you should be coming back.
So get right.
Okay.
That's Why I'm telling you, here's how. Just follow.
I'm following.
Oh God, how much bourbon has he had?
Not enough.
Oh no,
Not
no,
enough. I need
way,
more.
Way too much. Tony, Beth, we're over
bourbon.
We're over serving our producer. Here's what you do. You're gonna push that Depeche Mode up. Turn that up, and then no, don't
Depeche
play.
Mode.
Don't play it yet. I just meant the volume. So have it and turn it up louder, just a little louder. And here's what's going to happen. In post, I am going to throw in a stager, and then I'll hit with that song. You are now prepared to continue with Tucker. Okay, no, stop touching that, Dave, please. It messes with all of our
just
headphones.
Just stop already. I'm reaching for a button here. These cables are in the way.
No,
Who's got the button?
No, they're not. Just be careful. Oh God, now you just screwed our phones. Now you got to try to bring it back. Okay.
Just
for a
leave me
second.
be. Damn it.
It's not about leaving you be. Just please don't touch that. Oh no.
I don't touch it. That's the thing.
You did touch it. Of course, that's why the phones went out.
You touched it.
I saw your fingers.
Jesus
Christ.
You have sausage fingers, bro.
He does.
We're putting.
He does.
There's applications for a new
Satan,
producer.
get out of Dave's body. Satan,
Don't pull this one again, Dave.
Every time I move, this thing changes in my headphones.
If you touch that, it will screw it up. Okay, here we go. Get ready.
All right.
This means we're coming back and go. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back, my friendlies. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio. Where we last left off, it was Tucker Carlson, and he's talking about spying and so on. This is an interview that took place with Joe Rogan. All right, let's get back into this thing. Here we go.
My safety. So using my safety as a pretext for spying on me is not going to fly because I'm not that stupid. I may be kind of stupid. I'm not that stupid. No, you're doing this for one simple reason, because this is what organizations do. They protect themselves.
Pause.
They exist for
He's
their
talking about FISA here again, and the fact that it really hasn't, it didn't work for 9/11. Maybe it did, but we didn't use the information. See, that's sort of what I'm thinking, Ralph. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe it did, but we didn't use the information.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that everything that comes out of Tucker Carlson's mouth is sage, because I would use that argument with him. Continue.
benefit. All human organizations, from the Church Bake Sale Committee to the Department of Justice, they all are the same. They're an organism, just like any other. And an organism's main goal is to survive and reproduce, to get bigger.
Yes.
And you just see this throughout the federal bureaucracy. Well, it just so happens that the largest human organization in history is the federal government of the United States.
Unfortunately, yes.
And so all of this stuff benefits, it accrues to its own power. That's why, like, let's say you believed every, quote, piece of science or scientific claim about global climate change. You would not reach the same policy conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, well, the first thing we need to do is ban private air travel, because obviously that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And then the second thing we need to do is, you know, whatever. You'd look at it rationally from a scientific, if you bought the premise, which I don't, but if you did, you would. No, you go through every climate, quote, climate demand. Not one of them disempowers large organizations, whether it's NGOs or the government of the United States. Not one of them. They all make the government more powerful.
Yep.
And they all make you less powerful.
Correct.
So that's when you know it's not really about the temperature of the Earth's atmosphere.
Never has been.
It's about making them more powerful and disempowering you.
Yes.
And it's not about who runs those agencies. The bigger the agency, the more effective it will be in doing what all human organizations do, which is protect themselves and increase their power. It's like that, it's fundamental. I guess that's what I'm saying. It's not about, oh, elect Trump, it'll change. No, it'll only change when, like, we're just eliminating the CIA. And we're going to have, like, a small intel gathering service that feeds the president relevant information so we can make informed foreign policy decisions.
Smart.
But we're not going to like overturn elections in other countries in the name of democracy, because that's insane. If we believe in democracy, then we're going to let people vote for their own leaders because we believe in democracy as a principle.
Interesting point.
Right? Like, you just get rid of all this shit because it's not helping us. It's only hurting us.
Yeah.
And it would take someone, you know, who'd be willing to be assassinated to do anything like that. And so as you're choosing your leaders, ask yourself, does this person mean it enough to die? And that's the same question you would ask about your own dad. Does he love me enough to die for me? About your own husband, does he love me enough to protect me from a home invader at risk to himself? Like, the basic prerequisite for leadership is love of the people you lead. and the willingness to die for them. And if you don't have that, you shouldn't be leading, period.
Wow.
It's true in the military, it's true in business, it's true in your home, and it's true in the government.
Wow.
And so no president will fix this unless he's like literally willing to die for it.
Wow.
Pre-assassination attempt.
That was 4 months ago. That was 4 months ago. That's sagey. That truly is sagey, man. You have to be willing to die. Donald Trump is willing to die to be our president and fix America. We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, on YouTube, on Rumble, and the finest radio stations in America. Thank you for being there.
Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show up. Smoother than a fresh drop. Skip it. I'm too hot. Call the police and the firemen. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band bought that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Don't believe me,
school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org.
Uptown funk you up.
Brought to you by USR and
Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. I said uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Uptown funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. If you freak dead and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you said and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on.
Doohickey, you know, the doohickey that rolls.
Hi, this is Meatloaf. Okay, kids, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's Outlaw Radio time!
The most imitated radio station in the nation.
I'm through with standing in line for some fun to begin, but I found a good thing leaving me with a grin. It's time for Outlaw Radio to begin.
Tell me what you want.
You have the great Billy Gibbons here? Yeah.
It's very cool.
He just passed out.
Yeah.
Hey, that didn't sound too bad. Huh?
At the Lightning Buff Lounge. Oh, man. We're here with Matt. Oh, yeah. At the Lightning Lounge. Oh, little Outlaw Radio. We're here with Matt.
And he's not fat.
We got all these guys and girls in the house. Let me tell you, that's where it's at. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, Matt Allen. Pass me a gallon. Outlaw Radio.
That cinematic masterpiece Reagan is kicking ass at the box office. The critics love it. And we got John Voight on the show a week from today. Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, and the finest radio stations in America. Boy, John is, he's popping up everywhere these days.
Yeah.
I love that dude.
I do too.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I obviously I love him because of his love for the United States of America. He's also one of those tremendous actors. I mean, Midnight Cowboy is a movie that I have a tough time watching. It is, and when a movie touches you in that way, and by the way, that scene where he beats the living crap out of that gay guy in, is it Central Park? And then he takes him to his room there.
It's Washington Square Park.
So it's Washington Square Park. Picks up this guy because John Voight in Midnight Cowboy, for those of you who've never watched, and if you've never watched it, you need to watch the damn movie because it is a cinematic masterpiece.
It's a little disturbing at some point.
No, it's completely disturbing. Yeah. And Dustin Hoffman is, you know, he's another really great actor. But that John Voight in this role, because he's a male prostitute in this thing, not because he wants to do it, but he needs to make a buck.
He's survived.
And so he picks up this guy at a bus stop or on a park bench, brings him back to the dude's room, ends up just beating the crap out of this gay guy. And it's like, that hurts me.
Gross.
It hurts me because this gay guy is just... You know, and by the way, one of his classic lines, this gay guy, you know, sitting on the bed or sitting on the couch, he says, I've never done this before.
Yeah.
And so you don't want the dude to be hurt.
No.
That's
It's
what
his first experience.
Yeah, but that's sort of what I'm telling you about. And I can't speak for everyone on the right. I can only speak for my values. I've never given an S about your sexual, your passion for sex, whether it's a man with a man, a woman with a woman. Whatever makes you happy, stop cramming it down our effing throats. We don't need to hear it. I don't really talk much about my heterosexual sex. I don't expect you to talk about your gay sex.
Man, I saw
but if that's what you do and that's what you love, even though, I'll say it again, I've said it before, it's a major difference between females becoming gay and males. I think gay males, 99.9% of them, they are born that way. That's who they are. Females, any way the wind blows, man. Any way the wind blows.
John Voight went to high school with Billy Vera.
Oh, is that right?
They went to high school together, and John's brother wrote songs for Billy.
You know what? I should get Billy over here when John's on the show. I mean, that would make some sense.
Yeah.
I would love that. We love the great Billy Vera.
Hey, John Voight used to go see our father at Mastro's years
Oh,
ago.
is that right?
Oh, yeah. That's I didn't talk to him, but I saw him.
By the way, our dad also a male prostitute.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
You didn't talk to him. You just saw him at Masters. Maybe
Hold
he
on.
was just there for dinner.
This is the first time that Marty didn't say, well, I met him.
No, it's not the first time.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was just there for dinner.
Okay, well, I will then say it. I met John Voight at Kelsey Grammer's house in Malibu.
Oh boy,
and
that's some heavy duty.
Drop. Oh, that's
That's some clanking.
I will only drop the names when it's the absolute truth. Yes, and I told this story once before, but it is an FOA party, a Friends of Abe, which is now a defunct organization, according to New York Times, underground.
Now it's DOA.
Yeah, DOA. We were never underground, but it consisted of those in Hollywood that didn't think the same way as the majority lefties in Hollywood. Whether you be an actor or a grip, someone on the set, we just feel differently.
Robert Davi, Gary Sinise. I mean,
well, it's because of Davi that I am a member of FOA. I mean, I'm one of the very first because of Davi. He said, Matt, I know your politics. You need to be a member. Come on, let's sign you up. Boom, I was in. And one of the parties was at Kelsey Grammer's. I'll tell you what, that was a spread, man. I mean, any sort of food you liked or wanted was there. Superman was there. What's his name?
Dean Cain?
Yeah, Dean Cain was there. Yeah. I mean, everyone was there. But when it comes to John Voight, John was standing away from me, smart man, but Lori ends up talking to him away from me.
Man with power or celebrity.
Oh yeah. Well, you know,
Dave, that's an evil laugh.
You know, females and celebrity, man. They do. They
go hand in hand.
They love celebrity, but she also loves John Voight because he loves America, and she's having a conversation, and I am not butting in. You know, I'm not that guy that you're talking to my chick. How are you doing? I'm just the opposite of that. But I'm watching this conversation as I'm smoking a stogie, and I see John look over at me every few minutes. And this conversation only went on for about 6 minutes, but every couple of minutes I see John look over at me, although it appears he's sizing me up because I'm assuming Lori is talking about Outlaw Radio and that we'd like to have him as a guest. And to this day, Lori has his phone number. Oh, yeah. He's a heterosexual male. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Of course, you know who his daughter is, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He has coffee every single morning at 7 a.m. at Earth Cafe on Beverly Boulevard.
Is that right?
Yep.
Thanks for giving that up.
Exactly.
We'll see you there, John.
Yeah. So by the way, please
don't go bug him.
Stalkers, don't. Please don't. But John Voight on the show, and I look forward to it. And by the way, we ended up talking, and affable man. But, you know, he's not the most outgoing dude.
No, he seems like a quiet guy.
He is, and he sort of keeps to himself. But so, you know, I think he likes me. We'll find out next week on the show.
When he hangs up.
That's a very small circle.
Yeah, I got that right,
Dude,
Ralph.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey,
even in this room.
I meant to get to this last week on the show because I knew this was an important story, and this thing is sort of blown up. Brittany Mahomes, and it is Mahomes or Mahomes?
Mahomes.
Okay, it's Mahomes. She doesn't give an F what people say about her amid this backlash for Trump support. How much do I love this wife of Kansas City Chiefs star quarterback Patrick Mahomes? And you can tell how much I know about football. Otherwise, I would have pronounced her last name correctly. But I love this broad. She doesn't give an F. She said she doesn't give, and she used the word, what people say about her on social media in the wake of her liking certain pro-Trump posts. She lashed out at haters about a little over a week ago who criticized her for appearing to like a pro-Trump post on social media. This is why I believe, my friends, the tides are turning. Because a few years ago, folks like a Mahomes they'd say, well, I didn't mean it that way, or I thought he was making sense. They would try to cover their acts. Right. I see this more and more. Harley Davidson said, screw it. We're not woke anymore. We went woke for about a week.
Well, that's because the CEO is about to get canned.
Yeah, and the stock went down the effing tubes.
And he's the only one. It wasn't
right. And he's from Germany.
Yeah, well, see, every decision that Germany makes is the wrong one.
That's
do the math on this. Throughout years, every friggin' decision they make is the wrong one.
The guy's name is
Mark,
Zeitz.
wake up, Mark.
The guy's name is Zeitz?
Zeitz.
Yeah, well, see?
Zeitz,
Yeah. Well,
you know what's funny about that?
No longer woke. And what is the other company that they were woke for 2 seconds, and now...
Harley Davidson?
We just...
he was sleeping.
I should have left him sleeping.
Mark C.G. Boyer, yeah, sleeping. Yeah.
Sleeping.
But Matt, is it
Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch?
One of the big truck companies, anyway, they have now said, no, we are not DEI. We are no longer DEI. They didn't have to do it. They had no backlash that we know. Well, they must have, but they never made the press with this. No longer DEI. I'm telling you, the tides are friggin' turning. We are going to win back America and do the right thing for us Americans.
Blackstone, which has $1 trillion under management, came out and formally said we have disavowed our entire DEI division.
Blackstone?
Yes.
By the way, you talk about evil?
Yep.
You talk about evil.
They have $1 trillion under management.
And they have now disavowed DEI. Yep. We're heading in the right direction.
Man.
We need your vote, Wisconsin. Let's solidify this Wisconsin vote. We have ears in Wisconsin. You are good people. Convince those on the fringe to do the right thing. Yes, Mark?
So that football team, Kansas City Chiefs, also on the same team, there's a guy that happens to be dating Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Now, she's on the left.
Of course.
And I believe this guy
By
is
the way,
too.
her daddy, though, not. Her daddy is a good conservative American.
Now, the football player I'm talking about...
Travis Kelce.
If he isn't on the left... He's not going to come out. He's a pussy because he should come out. And now his quarterback is coming out saying, his
and by the way,
quarterback's
Taylor
wife.
Swift also came out and said she's not talking politics any longer.
Smart. Does this not tell you how the tide is turning? Because if she knew that Kamala was the one...
She'd support her.
She'd be all over this.
She's got the hugest platform.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Big time, man.
Yeah.
Mahomes lashed out at haters who criticized her for appearing like a pro-Trump supporter. I guess she's a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, right?
Dude, she's hot.
Is she really? I've never seen her.
She's got
Smokin'.
By the way, do you know anyone in the NFL who is not married or has a girlfriend?
Isn't hot.
Well, once again, going back to the point that
Money and power.
Yeah, because they don't even have to be good looking. But
Henry Kissinger had a smoking hot girlfriend. Come on.
He's a good looking. He was a good looking man.
Now you see why Ralph is single.
Yeah. So Brittany Mahomes.
Who else is single in this room?
She took to Instagram to challenge both the mental faculties and emotional makeup of her detractors, who smeared her for liking an August 13 Instagram post touting Trump's 2024 agenda. She says, honestly, Mahomes wrote in the story, to be a hater as an adult, you have to have some deep-rooted issues you refuse to heal from childhood. That's a smart gal. Not just a Sports Illustrated model, but that is a smart gal. She says, there's no reason your brain is fully developed and you hate to see others doing well. Yes.
Hello.
By the way, she's from Texas.
Yeah, well, see. Of note, the post apparently liked by Mahomes included calls to seal the Barber, keep men out of women's sports. Intense backlash. Mahomes appeared to remove the like on social media. Still, according to Fox News, the former soccer player appeared to like several comments on her most recent Instagram post that indicated support for Trump. One of the comments she liked said, Trump Vance 2024. The other comment referenced her recent social media activity that has suggested support for Trump, drawn backlash. She says, glad to see you aren't... Oh, who said this? Hold on a second. That comment from a commenter said, glad to see you aren't backing down. We are all entitled to our own opinions. Shouldn't be bullying into submission, which has been going on for many, many years now. Kelly Stafford, the wife of L.A. Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford, appeared to like the second comment. During an interview on the Whoop podcast, Mahomes said that her husband Patrick taught her not to give an F what other people say about her on social media, which proves he's a good guy.
Also from Texas.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And the number one quarterback in the league.
Yeah, he's very good at blocking people out, so having him beside has helped, she said. The main thing he always told me is to stop caring what people think, especially the people that don't even know you. So true. I think social media used to get to me a lot. Now it's just like, honestly, I don't give an F what people have to say about me anymore. I think he has helped me get to that point. I am strong in who I am. I am confident in who I am. I am confident in mine and his relationship. I am confident in our lives. So why does what other people say have to matter at all? It doesn't. Yeah, Brittany believes that Patrick's upbringing in sports helped him develop a good attitude. I love this gal.
I'm going to circle back on the show to weakness and evil. All of the keyboard warriors on social media, weak people.
Oh, they
hide behind.
They're totally weak. They're freaking Nimrods. Yeah. They are afraid of their own shadows. Yeah. Oh, I hate to say shadows. God bless you, Shadow Stevens.
Another weak person.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, you brought it up. You brought it up.
Honest.
You brought it up.
Let's not talk about
Shadow Stevens, who I love dearly. And for those of you who may not be aware of who this man is,
Center Square,
Hollywood Squares for many, many years.
Talk about me today.
He was the voice of the Hollywood Squares from the Center Square. He was in a very funny movie, by the way. He was destined to be a movie star. Didn't work out. He's a creative, on the verge of genius.
Frederated.
He was frederated here in Los Angeles, you know, and look those up at some point. The federated TV commercials.
Circuit City.
He was Fred-rated. and they were, you know, it was an electronic store.
Didn't he take over for Casey?
And he took over for Casey Kasem with American Top 40. Anyway, a very successful guy.
Voice.
He and I were dear friends. I still like to think of him as a dear friend. But the politics got between us. Not me. I could give an S.
No, he ran away.
He did run away. Yeah. And now occasionally I see on LinkedIn that he's a huge Kamala supporter.
Oh, no.
Even like doing his own versions.
Any man that hides behind his wife is weak.
Oh boy.
I said it.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Ralph, I really I'd rather have you not talk about me.
I'm not aware that he's hiding behind his wife. By the way, that's a wife that I would certainly be behind because hot.
She is hot.
Oh yeah, no.
What I said was bad.
Yeah, no. Shadow's gal is hot as hell, and I love her dearly.
And he's got a beautiful family too.
Absolutely gorgeous. What was the TV show that
daughter was in?
She was on Jump Street 21, the movie.
Yeah, Jump Street and other
sitcom.
Things. But she I mean, incredibly talented, good-looking family. Politically, if you can support Kamala, I don't understand where your head is, man. It simply means you hate Donald Trump so much, and P.S. you hate America.
Yes, you hate America.
You have to hate America.
Or you have so much money that inflation doesn't affect you.
Yeah, I don't.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's that guy. I really don't. But he is, you know, and he even told me one time, we were smoking cigars, a little cigar joint in Sherman Oaks, and we're smoking cigars. He says, you know, it's a misnomer that I am this far lefty. He told me that one day. And I said, well, everything you've done sort of proves that to me. And I told him, I said, I love you regardless. I love you. He is, Shadow Stevens is one of, in my opinion, and I've known him a lot of years, one of the great guys. He's misdirected with his support for this friggin' mind-numb, no brain matter Kamala Toe Harris.
I think he's doing it to spite you.
No, I don't think he's a spiteful guy, man. I really don't. But God love him. I sent him a little clip that I saw, an ELO tour. We're both ELO aficionados, and he was very, very congenial and very, very nice. And that was it. I wasn't looking to strike up some conversation.
I remember being on the show when we were at the other studio.
Yeah.
And where his hometown was, it's Nebraska or wherever up there somewhere.
Well, we're very close to where the president's heads are.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was bragging how fracking made everybody up there millionaires.
Right.
That goes against the Green New Deal.
Yes, it does.
So I don't understand. Maybe it's just hatred for Trump. I mean, there's so much of that going around.
Oh, boy.
But I'll tell you what, if there was a Democrat that had the values, that shared values, which by and large is the love for Americans and America as a whole, I would support them. I wouldn't let my party or my hatred, if it was some loudmouth Democrat, but had, by the way, case in point, Kennedy. I don't believe in about, I'd say 65% of his stuff. But the other 35%, I can totally get along with the guy. And if you're looking for 100%, you're never going to find it.
No.
It's impossible to find a candidate that you agree with 100% of the time.
And by the way, talk about a family that was willing to take a bullet for the country.
Yes.
That's in spades.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And look how quickly the left throws him under the bus and calls him a nutbag.
Right.
And I'll tell you what.
And it was denied Secret Service protection.
Yeah, 100%.
What in the
denied.
hell? I didn't know that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
What the heck?
Kamala Harris and Joe Biden denied him Secret Service protection.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And if you think, couple other things that I have learned over the last few days. A, if you think that it's just some nutbag kid on a roof, I do believe you're wrong. I have doubled down on the JFK assassination with those talking about conspiracy and it's more than one gunman. I have always said no, one gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald. What I really didn't think about is that who put him up to that?
Yes.
Who put him up to this? Why won't they unseal those documents that should be unsealed? Trump even went on record as saying, if you saw and know what's in those documents, as I do, you wouldn't want them unsealed either. And I'm telling you, it goes back to the CIA, man.
You and I grew up in a generation where we believed in the government
100%.
And what the government stood for.
Yep.
The older I get and the more I see, the more I distrust my own government.
Right.
And why it needs to be, I don't want to say torn down, but pared down to bones and skeleton.
Yes.
Yep.
And let the people rule.
You bet. Well, it's
like it should be.
That was the idea from our founding fathers.
Right.
No more, no less. Let the people dictate the way the United States of America should be run. Period. There's no more to it than that. And this government friggin' bloat has gotten so out of control, And I see this with a lot of YouTube videos and so on. You know, these folks upholding their constitutional rights, going into government businesses. I'm totally for that. There are too many government workers doing nothing. They're friggin' they're living off the teat of America and doing nothing. I mean, you see it. It's proof, man.
The only industry that's grown by 20% in this country?
Government. And by the way, when you know, someone in office talks about, well, look at all the jobs, government jobs.
Yeah.
Like those should count.
Or state jobs like Caltrans.
It's government, man.
Yeah.
Like those should count. Give me an effing break. Way too much government. We could fire half,
easily.
The very least, half.
We'd be okay.
All right, I'm sure the unions aren't on my side right now. We'll be this after back on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
I've gone to ground. I'm watching porn in my hotel dressing gown. And now I dream of you, but I still believe there's only enough for one in a slowly hotel suite. The journey's long, and I feel so bad. I'm thinking back to the last day we had. Old fades into the night. Soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly with you. I'm nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. And when you're lost, I know how to change your mood. And when I'm down, you breathe life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we have each other's I'll fly home to you. I'm bending time, I'm getting back to you. Open fades into the night. Soon I know I'll be back with you. I'm nearly
Baritone and search rated #1.
This is Outlaw Radio with Magic Matt, the man who is always right. We have a ton to get to in this segment, so cut the music. Let's just go. Welcome to Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio on YouTube, on Rumble, and the finest radio stations throughout America. Ralph Odierna has been champing at the bit to get to this Bradley Whitford. I know him from Get Out, and I also know him from his stupid political statements over the years. He's a big douchebag.
And he was in the West Wing.
And yeah, big on the West Wing.
He took out an ad in the Hollywood Reporter blasting Robert Kennedy Jr.'s wife, Cheryl Hines, who's an actress from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Right.
Saying how the fact that she allowed her husband to endorse Trump shows how she subjugated her values and her ethics and everything by not stopping her husband from doing this. First of all, he's a misogynist for going after Cheryl and not going after Robert,
of course.
if that's what he really believes.
Of course.
So I looked it up. He did a Broadway play called Boeing, and the man that financed it was Harvey Weinstein.
Is that right?
Yeah. Harvey wrote the check for his Broadway show.
This guy, I mean, just one of the myriad ilk of stupid a-hole, lefty pieces of crap, woke-tard, DEI, sons of bitches in Hollywood. This guy has been on my third nerve for years.
Yeah.
And by the way, that Get Out movie, great movie.
Great movie.
And I'm not saying boycott the movie because he's in there. A great movie is a great movie. I could give an F about your political association.
But Matt,
that's who we are.
If I was married and you disagree with something I did, you would not attack my wife.
Yeah, but
you would go after me.
Are you proposing?
If she was hot, I might attack her.
Wrong.
No, but that shows how weak he is. We'll go back to the evil.
Oh, he's completely weak, and weak are become incapacitated by evil because they're weak. They have no way of going any other way except to show their friggin' idiocy and their It's like even today. Don't you know? Oh, I don't want to jinx us. I was going to talk about Kamala and the presidency. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I simply do. Someone's mic is up way too loud. I'm noticing that. I don't know if anyone else does.
The producer's sleeping.
Speaking of idiot stick actors in Hollywood,
a lot of them.
Real embarrassing. Sopranos actor Michael Imperioli.
Yeah.
Have you followed this guy?
Another moron.
Yeah, there are so many, Ralph. I mean, and you live in the heart of it. Well, not really. You're in Beverly Hills, but you do live in the heart of it. Ripped for gushing over a photo of a young Kamala Harris. Michael Imperioli, a star from The Sopranos, and he's done a bunch of other stuff. You probably know his face. Apparently received backlash online after sharing and gushing over a photo of a young Kamala Harris, which, by the way, you can find our YouTube, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, easily by throwing in kamalatoharris.us. So be so kind and check us out that way. According to the New York Post, Imperioli posted the image of Harris just a few days ago. His fans were quick to share their thoughts. This is what I'm saying about the tide seems to be turning. That folks are sick and tired of lying.
Yep.
And that's what being on the left is all about, is lying. You have to lie. And you have to ignore the facts. I would vote for her based on this photo alone, Imperioli wrote in the caption. As of Saturday morning, it appeared he had turned the comments off on the image, but the Post article quoted several social media users who had voiced their opinions. Dude, you're losing your ass, one person said. Well, another commented, this is real embarrassing, my guy. Another one wrote, this is what it looks like when your acting career falls apart and you need money.
He's looking for accolades from those power that bees in Hollywood.
Of course, they're looking for a gig. That's what this dude meant.
Hey, Matt, I gotta tell you.
In another post on Saturday, Imperioli shared the same photo of Harris and wrote, our next president was in a real cool band in Manchester back in the day, so save democracy and vote Kamala. Links in bio to register to vote and donate to the campaign. This is Michael Imperioli saying this. So save democracy? What happened with the man who was supposed to be the Democrat nominee, was that democratic in any way?
Or how about that Zuckerberg has finally admitted that Harris and Biden pressured him to censor the laptop and the COVID stories?
Talk about knowing which way the winds are blowing.
Yeah.
That man is no dummy. And by the way, he has in his social media company, this man has more data than I think any other pollster out there.
Sure.
I think he has more polling data. He knows which way this is going. He's trying to cover his friggin' ass when Trump becomes president. I don't want to jinx it, but my God, all roads lead to saving America this time around. And you see it in the writings. I mean, a Zuckerberg, why? He would just shut the F up at this point.
Yeah, he's worth $22 billion.
If he knew Kamala was going to win, you think he'd come out with this? Commenters once again shared their opinions. One user writing, imagine thinking she's cool in any way. She had 3.5 years to fix the problem that she helped create. Nothing will change with her. YouGov poll shows that most voters think former President Donald Trump is a strong leader. Vice President Kamala Harris is a weak leader. Digging deeper, the polls show that independents view Trump as a strong leader by an even wider margin. Just over 6 in 10 independents say he is a strong leader. Another 38% believe he is weak. Who would say that Trump is weak? I mean, we know who they are.
Rob Reiner.
Yeah, turning to Harris, a majority of 51% of U.S. adults view her as a weak leader, including a plurality, 38%. Boy, this is strong bourbon. This is 100 proof?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very good. We've determined that.
Recent Reuters Ipsos survey shows Trump leading Harris in the 7 battleground states where the race was close. And by the way, do the polls matter right now? Not really.
There's only one poll that matters. That's called Polymarkets, which is a betting site.
Yeah.
And right now they have Trump winning the Electoral College at 58%.
Wow. Nancy Pelosi said making the American dream of home ownership is available to all people.
Including illegal aliens.
Well, no, even more than that. Using tax dollars right here in our golden shower state of California to help illegals buy homes, have to make home ownership available to all. Nancy Pelosi said what those in her party are thinking because they want to move illegal immigrants to documented. They're illegal. Yeah. They came here illegally. What about those folks who came here the fair way? What about our Latina and Latino brethren?
Yep.
I'm telling you.
They can get up to $150,000 in government aid to buy a home.
It is absolutely incredible.
Can we, Ralph?
No.
Even Bill Maher said CNN had Harris dead to rights on fracking. She can't admit she got it wrong. I mean, this is Bill Maher. Said correspondent Dana Bash had 2024 Democratic presidential candidate Vice President Kamala Harris dead to rights on fracking. Why can't they just go, yeah, you know what? I got it wrong. I was talking to the wrong people. I don't understand why they just can't. They're just insulting my intelligence. He says, when she said, what did you say when Biden called you and said he wasn't running? Well, I immediately thought of him first. No, you didn't, Maher said. Fracking. Diana Bash had her dead to rights. It was like, I have the quote. I'm reading it to you. You said there should be a ban on fracking. Why can't they just go, yeah, you know, I got it wrong. I was talking to the wrong people. She had this ridiculously high turnover, like 42 of 47 people as vice on her staff. Just blame it on them, Maher said. See, he still wants a Democrat to win. He still wants Kamala to win. And by the way, it's not what's best for America. He simply he hates Trump that much. He's just another Trump-hating son of a bitch.
Trump should run a commercial. My values have never changed. I'm against fracking. Yeah. I want to tax...
No, he's not against fracking.
No.
Oh, yeah, Kamala.
Yeah. My values have never changed.
Yeah. Maher also agreed with Snapchat host and Puck News founding partner Peter Hamby when he said that Harris can explain her flips in a more normal way by saying that she saw what could and couldn't be accomplished. Okay, I've been trying to get to this, and this is a few weeks old, but I have a crush on this gal. It's a 577. It's Nancy Mace.
She's hot too,
isn't she? Don't you? And by the way, she became real hot to me when she was just, I mean, putting the hammer down on those idiot sticks when it came to this Trump assassination attempt. And I won't play the entire thing, but we'll play a little bit of it. And by the way, if there are kids in the room, she uses some colorful language. But is this gal built? Have you noticed the Melones Grande? Yes, yeah. I'm a heterosexual guy.
Pig.
I'm a heterosexual man. Do you think she'd be pissed that I said that?
No,
She shouldn't be.
I'd love to be in a threesome with her and Lauren Bobbitt. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay, see, that's Ralph Odierna. By the way,
Lauren.
that's not me, although I'm with you, buddy. Oh yeah. But let's not make it a foursome. We'll do it separate times. All right. This is
we can switch later.
Yeah.
After she cuts it off.
By the way, here comes Nancy Mace.
Dr. Cheadle, the American people are watching.
Pause.
And they're wondering.
Obviously, Cheadle was still running the CIA. And she was the man and woman, whatever she was.
Secret Service.
Secret Service, pardon me. And she was still in charge and couldn't answer a frickin' question to save her life. This is Nancy Mace grilling her like a swordfish.
If there are any questions you can answer honestly today. So, Director Cheadle, I have a series of questions, very specific questions. I want very specific answers. Most of my questions are going to demand a yes or no answer. Do you understand?
I do.
Pause.
Okay, my first question.
By the way, never let it be a gray area. I like strong women. See,
Yes.
so I ain't no misogynist. I like strong women. Lefty snowflake women, I have absolutely no time for, and they can be the hottest, and I'm still not attracted. I'm a little attracted.
Come on, man.
Being a heterosexual. Yeah, but
Barbara Streisand.
Not
what
hot.
the
Not
hell?
hot.
But she's a strong.
That was a bad one.
I'll tell you, I would take a nose full of her quarters. Okay, here we go.
Both sides of the aisle today have asked for your resignation. Would you like to use my 5 minutes to draft your resignation letter? Yes or no?
Love that.
No,
Nan?
thank you.
No, thank you.
Was this a colossal failure?
It was a failure.
Yes or no? Was it a colossal failure is the question. Yes or no?
Yes
I
or
have
no?
admitted this is a terrible.
This is a yes or no series of questions. Was this a colossal failure?
What a bitch.
Yes
I love
or
her.
no?
Yes.
Was this tragedy preventable? Yes or no?
Yes.
Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee?
Yes.
Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent? Yes or no?
I have always been.
Yes
eager to
or no?
come
You didn't
and
want to
talk
answer the
the
question.
committee.
We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier Secret Service is not political. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's Playbook, and Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee
Right.
as being political? Yes or no?
No.
I have no idea how my statement got out.
Well, that's bullshit. So, Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record articles by Punchbowl
I love
News,
her.
Political Playbook, Washington Post, all done at 5:24 a.m., 6:12 a.m., 6:34 a.m.
I also saw her in a bathing
solid
suit,
3 to
too.
4 hours before this committee got your statement.
God, that magic man is creepy.
Okay.
Pig.
Is the Secret Service fully cooperating with our committee?
Yes.
Okay. You say you're fully cooperating with this committee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On July 15th, this committee sent you a list of demands of information that we wanted. Has the Secret Service provided this committee a complete list of all law enforcement personnel that were there that day? Have you done that? Have you provided a list to the Oversight Committee? Yes or no?
I will have to get back to you on that.
That is a no. Have you provided all audio and video recordings in your possession to this committee, as we asked on July 15th? Yes or no?
I would have to get back to you.
That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
How do you not love her? How do you not love her?
Mr. Come on.
We have to maintain decorum.
Oh, no, we don't. Decorum? No, we don't. With these boobs running the country, we need decorum?
You provided all memorandums within the Secret Service.
Oh, gosh.
I would have to get back to you on
that. Is a no.
That is a no.
Honest or lying.
Yeah.
You're being dishonest here with this committee.
Yep.
These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. And we had to subpoena you to be here, and you won't even answer the questions. We've asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard.
No.
These are not hard questions.
Right.
Have you provided us all communications from the Secret Service related to that day and that rally? Have
yes or no?
Provided this committee. We've asked for this information on July 15th. Have you provided any of this information that this committee has asked of the Secret Service? Any of it?
I'll have to get back to you.
Have you even read this letter that we sent you? Did you even read this?
Yes.
Okay. And you have said you don't know. You have no idea.
All right. That's Nancy Mace, secret talking to Cheadle's Secret Service. I love that broad. I love her. You know, I talked to a buddy of mine, 100% on the same page politically, and he said, well, and maybe I'm looking at Nancy through a different lens because I think she's hot, and that can happen. But he said, you know, she was sort of a Trump detractor for a while.
Yes, she is.
You know, and I would still nail her, if you don't mind me saying, Ralph. Does that make me a turncoat?
No.
Ralph, would you hit that? Yes or no?
Ralph, do you mind? Do you
yes
mind, Ralph?
or no?
Yeah.
No.
Yes or no?
Have to get back to us on
I don't need to get back to you.
That's a no.
Now it's all up to Ralph.
All
yes,
right.
I'd hit that in a heartbeat.
Okay, I'm going to get to some of your questions because I know you've been all over our YouTube, and so a couple questions we'll answer next on Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
Now we return to Outlaw Radio's Demons of Decadence.
All right, before we get to this new feature, Ask Matt, thank you, a lovely woman from upstate New York, for suggesting that idea. Those of you who have posted on our YouTube page, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio, there's an easy way to find us on YouTube, simply kamalato.us.
Right.
First, Oprah Winfrey says Kamala Harris is no longer hiding in plain sight after making herself smaller, narrower, dimmer. She says she's no longer hiding after her recorded interview with CNN, in which she had her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tampon Tim, as her chaperone, adding that Harris' avoidance of the media is simply something that women do to make themselves smaller, narrower, and dimmer.
You know, speaking of Oprah,
Was there a question
Matt,
there?
Yeah, I don't, not really. Yeah?
You know, she loves America so much, she donated $5 million to the Maui rebuild.
Yeah.
And $150 million to Kamala Munism.
Yeah, good point, man. Good point. Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's believable. It's Oprah. Mamma Mia Abba, Mama Mia. Abba demands Trump stop playing their songs at rallies. Mama Mia, here we go again.
How else will people hear their songs?
I will tell you.
Good point.
And sort of my point was, be happy that someone's playing your ditties. You friggin' a-holes. I mean, and I've always liked ABBA, but just shut up. Shut up about your politics. And
you're not even American.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's right.
But that's why, it's like, but why fracture your audience? I mean, there are some folks out there who are probably fans who will say, well, screw you, ABBA. And rocker Jack White threatens to sue Donald Trump for using his music. White Stripes frontman Jack White has added his name to the list of musicians angry that former President Donald Trump is using their music on the 2024 campaign trail. Once again, White Stripes.
Another person who hasn't had a record sold in 40
White
years.
Stripes. Yeah. Any relevance there? I don't have time for the Streisand stuff. So, a couple questions posted on our YouTube page, Magic Matt's Outlaw Radio.
So, first question, she didn't say who it was from. When is the show going to have the balls to visit upstate New York or Wisconsin to broadcast from a dive bar?
Okay.
That's from Mary Stoner.
Yeah.
No, it was somebody.
All right, but we don't have the name of whom.
No, she didn't, but the other ones have.
Well,
She said upstate New York. It's from Mary.
Yeah. Well, upstate New York, that part is from Mary. But you're right. We need to, and let's grow some ginormous ones and broadcast, especially the beautiful state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
All right, continue, Dave.
So Gunther wants to know how many times has someone got plastered during the show and then gone crazy after the show?
Oh, interesting. I can say my brother Mart. Tattoo Dave, Ralph.
I have
multiple times.
I have dragged a person across the table in this bar.
Gunther, the answer is multiple.
Gunther, that's the answer.
Everyone except Mark C.G. Boyer here in this 1876 Virginia City, Nevada style bar. Continue.
They would like Ralph to please repeat the address and time where Johnny Voight hangs out.
Nice going, Ralph.
Wait, what was that?
John Voight has coffee at Earth Cafe.
Yeah, he wasn't. You know what? No, don't do it, Ralph.
No. Well, all they got to do is just rewind the damn thing.
They want to know why Marty is wearing regular glasses instead of sunglasses.
Because I lost my damn sunglasses. I mean, that's the bottom line. I lost them in here somewhere.
That's Randy Mueller.
Yeah, this studio eats up things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a new pair, though. I do miss my sunglasses.
And by the way, if we get a pair, we will broadcast upstate New York.
Beth and Tony, please start sending sunglasses.
Yeah, no. And Wisconsin.
Let's see. Peter C., how dare you badmouth Shadow Stevens? Don't you know he's fighting for equity from the confines of his Bel Air mansion?
I want you to know, I want to set the record straight. I want to clear.
Funny, dude.
No,
He
but
doesn't live in Bel Air.
I want to clear this up. Yeah, he does not live in Bel Air.
No.
And he really isn't that guy.
Ralph will give you his address.
He isn't that guy, but he is that guy politically. And I'm obviously not a fan of that. I love the guy. He'd give you the shirt off his back.
For how much?
Okay, is that it, or do we have one more?
There's more in there, but I'd have to scroll through all the comments to find it, so I'm going to have to be more prepared.
Okay, real quickly here. Barbara Streisand accuses Trump of violating Arlington cemetery rules. The fact check says Streisand accuses Trump of violating the cemetery rules. The verdict is false.
Yeah.
The Trump campaign said it was invited by the Abbey Gate Gold Star Families group to attend the memorial, which honored the 13 American military members who were killed during the Biden-Harris administration's horrifically bangled withdrawal from Afghanistan in 21. The campaign also said it received permission to bring its own photographer to Arlington. Streisand also attempted to revive the long discredited suckers and losers. We're so tired of the lies. And the guy, Donald Trump, son of a... The man is simply honoring great Americans, and he gets thrown under the bus for that. What else do you need to know to make the correct vote? Why aren't we going to break? I'm telling you, it is so black and effing white, my friends. It's not that difficult. And I understand if there are folks in your community, there are friends, they don't see the logic in this, why you would have a tough time having that conversation with them because you think that all hope is gone. If they can't figure it out by the CNN interview, then how do you explain it to them?
And by the way, barbers should love Trump. Make America great again, the way they were.
The way they were. You bet your ass. Thank you, Tattoo Dave. Yep. My brother Marty. Ralph Odierna. Mark C.G. Boyer. And our good old military man, hoorah, out there grabbing ice, doing whatever he does. Billy Dilly, I love you. My daughter Alexandra, 1 million times around the world. Mom and Dad love you. Don't forget bumblebees can't fly. That was a good.